Okay, how about now? There we go. Now my little meters are all moving. Alrighty, hello folks. Great way to start the stream. So hello everybody and welcome to our Saturday RogueTech stream. We will once again be returning to the Black Sheep Squadron, and I just wanted to invite everybody along to the Discord just in case they wanted to actually join up. We're going to be starting a Mech HQ game in the relatively near future, and that's why I put that link in there. And me wildly gesturing with my mouse around the emblem is because Laurendale has been working on a custom emblem for the Black Sheep Squadron, and it looks very cool. If you haven't seen it, you can check it out on the Discord picture channel. It just needs to be a little bit tweaked in order to actually be implemented into BattleTech itself. But, yeah, Sarah Beardnuts campaign. Of course, Raider. You can do whatever you want. We're all here to relax and enjoy. So, I was clicking around a little bit earlier and making sure that we were all set up properly. And everybody's been fully ranked up, and I believe we're brand new to the planet, aren't we? Zavijava, that sounds like a brand new planet that we just showed up at. So, without further ado, let's get ourselves stuck into our first couple of contracts. Now, I gotta remember, not necessary to immediately throw myself on the hardest contracts I can find, because 2.5 skulls is something we can take in the Rumblers, and not necessarily here. But that's certainly an idea. Oh, wow, Raider, I'm really sorry to hear that. That's, I hope you're doing okay, man. That's a really rough one. So, we'll try and keep the stream something fun and exciting to help keep your mind off things. Sean's on an exercise bike. Oh, I used to do something similar to that. Alright, so, let's go figure out what mission we need to be taking. I want a straight-up battle, something quick and straightforward, and hot landing seems to be the perfect thing. After all, we only did just arrive, so clearly we want to start by attacking ComStar. That seems like a fantastic way to get things going. So, let's just get on, and we're going to negotiate a maximum salvage contract, because we're doing actually okay on the cash. Finances actually did not manage to glitch out this time, so we're kind of okay. We got 4 mechs ready, we've got another couple of mechs on the way shortly, so, let's see, Apex in the Arbiter, Flatline in the Hatchman, Black Sheep in her Crab, and Punisher in the Trebuchet, so let us rock and roll. So, one of the great things about Salvage is the fact that it's a Tundra planet, and we use mostly energy weapons, so it's going to be nice and chill, especially for that Crab. We should be able to get quite a bit out of all of those mechs, being able to alpha all the time. Every time you attack ComStar, your ISP schedules an hour of downtime for your internet, if they can find me. So, we're going to see exactly what sorts of things that we're actually being asked to do. A straight-up battle at 1.5 skulls should be well within our capabilities. Hopefully, cross your fingers. It is against ComStar, which could give us access to some very fun mechs. My bell is no... Alright, so satellite surveillance pictures show that a heavy lance inserted into the planet's surface by ComStar dropship. Currently, we believe they're securing the LZ, preparing for whatever operation they have planned. Before they finish securing the area, we'd like to interrupt them. They're a heavily armed land, so expect strong resistance. Well, at 3 of 13 priority salvage, we should be able to get a fairly decent amount of kit. Also, ComStar tends to have some really good kit, so stealing anything from them would be just grand. With any luck, we won't break everything and immediately die. Alrighty, so we are settled on the ice-cold tundra of a map, and I believe this is the map where we lost Decker. Way back in Season 1. So let's get Apex on the move and see what exactly is out there in the middle of nowhere. I'm going to run her through the forest just in case, be a little bit more safe than going on through the main road, and that way she won't be seen quite as easily. Flatline will of course follow up in his Hatchet Man. We'll keep him slightly far back. ComStar mixes clan and advanced interfere attacks, I recall. Technically they shouldn't. I mean, it's what, 30-47 or something in this game? At least that's what it's supposed to be. So technically, we're not even supposed to know the clans are out there, but hey, details. But yeah, ComStar has access to a lot of SLDF stuff, so the ancient Starly kit, which is all amazing, because that's exactly how science fiction technology works. The ancient stuff is way better than the modern stuff. And so we could run into things like pulse lasers, which, you know, would be interesting and nice to have, although we have been really stressing a more straight-up medium laser style build, although our Trebuchet is kitting a ton of missiles, which have proven to be phenomenally effective. Alright, any sign of the enemy on sensors? Not as of yet, but Apex may stumble into them just by virtue of running at full speed towards them. We do have a geothermal, only seeing 50% of the normal hit, so that's not great. I had been hoping it was a mineral field. It was not to be. We're going to rush in, hopefully so I can actually get an angle. There we go. Affirmative. And nothing on sensors, or did I hear a beep right there? Nope, the board is clear, unfortunately, so we don't quite know where the enemy is just yet. And, of course, the evil white box. Oh, the Wolverine is apparently right on top of us, so possibly stealth, or maybe just didn't update properly. So we do have the first of our enemies in sight, and he does have his back towards us. So next turn, we could actually rush Apex right in to support. Reinforcements on time as they open fire. Darius finally giving us the proper information that we needed to know. And luckily, none of the hits actually managed to hit the Arbiter so far. But that's only going to be a matter of time. I anticipate she'll be targeted quite a bit. We're not in a position really to jump on top of this guy, but next turn we will. We will take advantage of being able to shoot him in the back. Got a Locust over there I don't care about. Another Locust I don't care about. An Urban Mech R60 and an Urban Mech R60X. So really, none of these things are particularly powerful or amazing. Really, the best mech here so far is that Wolverine. So we're going to open fire with our medium pulses. Just got a little bit of damage to him, make him understand that, hey, he's now under fire. We got a penetrating hit. Ooh, multiple penetrating hits already. So his back armor has been shredded through, which could mean we could dive on top of it with Apex starting next turn, and she could probably gut him completely. So that will probably be the plan. Black Sheep may also be able to get the angle, but I'll be kind of surprised if we quite have it. Yeah, we've got an obstructed side angle. Ooh. Oh yeah, I forgot, she's got mask. You have a mask kit on this thing, right? Yes, you do, which is why suddenly her sprint range is just absurd. I'm going to pull back a little bit, just 43. I wanted minimum range on all of them, 43. Okay, so we are going to have to go right up to the edge here to get a 56% chance of hitting, but look at all that distance she was able to cover without any trouble at all. One of the fun things that's going to be in the next version of the game, version .999, is a change to the way the mask and supercharger works. Question about armor in Starfleet Command 2? Sure, shoot. As we do shoot. Okay, so we've cut through all of his back armor, tore off his torso. Probably should try and keep part of this alive, but I do want to keep him somewhat burned down. That way he doesn't suddenly surprise me and do a ton of damage. Sprinting on the way to hopefully get most of the people in range soon. Probably going to be best to use LRMs on this instead of our dead fires or medium lasers. 20%. Ooh, 56. That's pretty good. Let's give this Urban Mech a piece of our mind. And at the same time, we'll probably multi-target the Wolverine. Yes, this will work, and we barely generate any heat from that. Open fire. If you have armor lost, you have to return to base to repair it. Yes. At least that's the way that I've always noticed it working. If we don't repair in between missions where we take a lot of armor damage, we take point-blank damage almost instantly. So the armor gets repaired when you repair the rest of the ship. Alright, so the Wolverine rolled a 20. Jeez, and the... Ooh, barely missing the grab on that one, luckily for us. It is only an Urban Mech, but an AC-10 still hurts no matter who it is. Just set the logo with changes? Cool. We'll definitely implement it for the next time. And a little bit more fire coming down on the crab. They really want her because they've realized just how much damage the Black Sheep can actually deal when she really wants to, and she did. I'm tempted to just blitz into your back. I mean, you have nothing left. We know this. You are incredibly vulnerable. And if I were to do that, I could take it and... Kind of don't want to. So here's the plan. We're going to rush up here. We're not going to be incredibly evasive on this, but we are going to multi-target. So you have basically nothing left here. If I were to do the full Alpha Strike into your back, you would be gutted immediately. So what... Ooh, wait, no, you're not a multi-strike. I'm going to ignore you then. I'm going to take a chance on this one and just light up the Urban Mech instead. And we managed to hit him with all of our weapon systems. He has been tagged, he has been haywired, and he got hit by the 4 ER medium lasers. So that's lovely. So his cooling and everything is messed up and offline. Got another Locust coming out. So we're looking at, what, 3 Locusts? Or 2 Locusts and 2 Urban Mechs? There's got to be at least 2 more units somewhere out there. Some medium range fire coming from a medium laser. Should have said that a little bit differently, but hey. And Punisher is definitely in range to just annihilate anybody he wants. Oh, Punisher, you could just absolutely blitz anybody on this map right now. So we're going to walk up right here. By doing this, we should be able to shoot into the left side of them and hopefully break some pieces down. We, of course, need to switch to Deadfire LRMs because they're stupidly accurate when we're at close range. It's a perfect combination, really. And... damaged his leg, didn't tear it off, and he's going to be able to move now, unfortunately. At least I think he's going to move. Maybe we'll get the move first. Another Locust. Okay, so we're looking at 3 Locusts here, off in the distance on this side. That's an interesting reinforcing lance. Not quite what I was expecting, if I'm completely honest. I'm really tempted to just get up on your side and fire into you. That may be the best thing, because we don't quite want to kill him. We want to preserve parts of him, so if we can get him to eject, that would be ideal. And she generates no heat at all. Oh, please tell me both of those went to the leg and blew it off. They did! Ooh, and, side torso pilot injured, and he bailed. Okay, so we got most of that Wolverine. Great. So most of that Wolverine will be recoverable, so that was basically the result we were kind of hunting for. And Locust coming into our backline. This does make the rest of the battle a little bit more difficult on us, because we could have spent that round blowing him up and then spending the rest of our firepower to kill the Urban Mechs or dealing with the Locust. But we took this one for salvage for a reason. Okay, we're going to use this to leapfrog up. I'm going to ignore the Locust for the first strike, just because I don't think I need to concern myself with it. And we'll run around for the side over here. A 92.7% chance with Flatline's axe on this one. Let's see if he can actually make something happen. And he does. Not quite the right side, if I'm completely honest. But we did manage to tear out the gyro, so he is now knocked down and has a pilot injury. So that'll be 2 pilot injuries on top of him already. We've critted his gyro pretty badly. And he's down to the bottom of the initiative, although we've already all gone. So he gets to stand right back up, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, we got a PPC incoming. 65 damage. So that is an ER PPC, I believe. So we got to figure out who fired that, because he's more important. I mean, we wanted to take that Wolverine because he was the biggest thing we could find, but he is no longer a second PPC. Okay, this could be a couple of Wolfhounds or perhaps Panthers.
Ha! Send me a real opponent.
And oh, let me look at it. Urban Mech sliding over to the side, opening fire with his autocannon and missing both weapons. Not too terrible. Stamp on his head. I wish we could. Unfortunately, it's all up to them because we're better pilots than Urban Mechs are. So he will still have his cannon on this one. Unfortunately, I did go for slightly the wrong side. Oh, he's going to punch me instead. Do 15 damage instead of potentially 60 damage with that autocannon. Okay, brilliant plan. I'm not going to complain. Comes back up to us. Apex is ready to rock. It's a Vindicator. Okay. So nothing too terrible. Which version of Vindicator? Oh, Vindicator 1R? Okay, that may not have been an ER PPC then. That may just be a normal PPC. Let's go kill somebody. I'm really thinking that I just want to completely remove their Urban Mech from the table, because at the end of the day, a Locust is a Locust, and he's got an SRM like 2-pack, so I'm not super concerned. Hi, die please. Should have gone in front of him for obvious reasons, because he had no armor up there, but that takes out his engine, and he's dead. So Urban Mech off the field. 50% of the primary lance has been destroyed. No percent of the secondary yet, but we're working on it. So that Urban Mech... Ooh, we got more PPC fire coming down. So now we're starting to get a little bit concerned, because you don't want to get hit by PPCs. They make you less accurate in the long run as you move forward. So we are getting plinked from outside of our effective range, though. So, or outside of our scanner range, anyway. So that was that Vindicator taking the shot. Locust backing up, going into the distance. Decided he doesn't want to get too involved with things. Yep, Flatline's up. So Flatline should have the range, yep, to get right on top of this guy. We're going to go for the backstrike. 88% is the best you can do. Well, we'll take it. If he actually manages to hit it, he has a very decent chance of completely tearing the whole mech apart, so we're going to hope for that one. And he missed. He missed by 4%. Always irritating when that happens, but at least he's in a position to start harassing the Urban Mech in turns moving forward. That also spreads us out a bit, puts him in cover. It'll make it a little bit more difficult for them to lock us down. Okay, they're pulling back on that one. Punisher.
I've got your back.
Punisher could actually turn around and just go right for this guy. I don't think I want to bother. I think I want to put the pressure more on this Urban Mech over here. Let the Locust do whatever he wants way off in the distance. I will stay a little bit more focused on the primary mission. Yeah, we're going to open fire with our dead fires once again because we have a decent range on it. Already a penetrating hit with the lasers, so... Oh, that just tore the mech apart. Alright, so that works out okay. Flatline was not able to capitalize on things, but at the very least, we took out his main target. 75% of the primary lance has been defeated at this point, and this Locust is probably the last 25%. They still have us on sensors, which is a little disconcerting because we don't have them. Although that would make a certain amount of sense, because I suppose it is ComStar. They have slightly better tech than we do.
What can I do?
Alright, Black Sheep. It's time for you to go figure out how to find these guys. I don't want geothermal. Yeah, I don't really care. I should, but I don't. I don't want to... Oh, I can't quite get to the location I want to go. So I'm going to go to here. Because I don't want to walk across that ice lake, or just the water. The lake itself is not going to work for me. We're already in a very chill environment. We don't need to concern ourselves with that. Also, this will give her a chance to reset. And we got some more missiles coming in. But none of the LRMs were actually able to connect. That's probably still from that Vindicator. So we're going to come around the ice lake instead. I don't want to be bogged down. I want to keep advantage of the cover. And if they want to send their locusts out forward, we may be able to nibble them apart. So Apex is up again. I could send her off to try and just annihilate this last little locust. And that's exactly what I'm going to do, actually. Because I should be able to get the right angle on this one without showing my back to the enemy. Hi. I'm not quite sure what my accuracy... Yeah, it's not great here. But I think I did manage to hit you with that. Yeah, with the haywire, so he's going to have a much more difficult time getting away from Apex. So that'll be great. We will sprint right through the geothermal with the Hatcheman, because it doesn't really care. We do have eyes on the Vindicator once again, but not within range to do anything about it, since we only have pulse lasers on this mech. And of course, intersphere medium pulse lasers have absolutely terrible range. There goes the PPC firing into the Arbiter, but not able to connect. He's the only target that he can actually see, and that was pretty close to being a back shot. May have actually been a back shot. Still managed to miss, which is a great thing. And we've got more missiles incoming. So the Arbiter is probably the only thing they can see at this moment. I may shift the Trebuchet and head back down south if things continue like this. Probably have a good enough shot in order to hit him with the Trebuchet's LRMs, so we're probably going to give that a shot. There's got to be a second mech with a PPC out here. Locust, once again, the Locust 1S, going to slip in behind us. He's got a medium laser plus a couple SRMs, so I'm not super worried about it. And he didn't move that far either. Oh, lucky for us, he didn't manage to connect with anything anyway, so beautiful. The Haywire doing its job quite perfectly, scrambling his targeting system so he can't touch us at all.
Good to go.
Alright, and the Black Sheep, I can run right through this geothermal, or I can try and get around it, because I have mask, and I can do things like that. So we're going to rush up over here. It's not going to get us into cover, but we get to basically make free shots every single round on this one. So we're going to remind him that a crab is over here. Didn't manage to touch him with anything, but that's alright. The only thing was to just sort of remind him, hey, don't get fixated on my little light mech that you could probably rip apart if you put in enough pressure. Do I want to walk the Trebuchet? I have a back shot on you. Is that worth taking? I set to normals, 25s. If I set to dead fires, 40s and higher. I'd actually probably get even closer, couldn't I? Oh, 63 is not something to be ignored. So we're going to move up here. Yeah, this does put us a little bit out of position, but I think we can capitalize on this. Probably didn't need to fire my dead fires on that one, because all the medium lasers actually managed to completely nail them. So we're getting low on our dead fires. We're going to have to conserve them for those medium mechs when we actually run into them. Get ourselves on the move as fast as we can. I don't want to be seen by that Vindicator. I really don't. But at the same time, I can't hide in the forest, so we're going to leap on forward up here, say hello to the Locust. Probably have a terrible chance of hitting. Actually, no, pretty decent, actually. He's packing a whole bunch of energy weapons. He's probably got 4 smalls and a bunch of mediums. Yes, the poor Locust. Well, he asked for it. He did try and shoot us and kill us, so it's his fault. Alright, where are we dealing with the enemy? Still can't see most of that enemy. That's really disconcerting. We're going to stop right here on the edge of the water. Still anything on sensors, or am I seriously looking at just 2 units? Just looking at 2 units. Fire the pulses. Start getting involved with this Vindicator, see if we can't have a little bit of fun with him. You don't have a twin PPC on here. No, you've only got the one. I don't think there is one. Well, maybe... No, 65 damage is not light PPC range. So I'm very interested to see where the other mech is. And a total disco laser light show. That's the Locust we want to steal. Okay, so you're the one with all the cool gear on board. This Vindicator really does look like he's a stock version. Locust is running away, trying to get a little bit of distance. He doesn't want to be completely annihilated again. Punisher has a back shot on him. Oh, that's cruel. So we're going to move right up out of cover because he's more or less... Yep, that is a Royal. And we'll set ourselves to standard LRMs, which will have a slightly higher chance of hitting. And let's have some fun with them. Oh, we got the penetrators. Oh, I may have committed too much. Sorry. I wanted to take you mostly intact, but hey, maybe... Yeah, your weapons are in your arms and your side torsos, so maybe that'll work. 25% of the reinforcements, but I've only seen 2 so far. Or maybe there's another Locust somewhere off in here, but there needs to be another Vindicator or something going on here. Oh, he's bloody invisible. That's not cool. Alright, get us into the water. Yeah, you've got some form of hiding from me. and I don't have good enough information on him to actually see what his components are. So let's open fire and see if we can't tear this guy open and actually figure out what's going on his insides. Maybe a Raven? I wouldn't think the Raven would make him so easily invisible. That's the thing. Like, ECM will make you harder to hit and harder to detect on sensors, but he disappears awfully quick. I'm going to spend a round not getting involved. Haha, hello, we've got a Locust and a Phoenix Hawk 1B. Okay, so you're the source of the other PPC. Alright, little Locust, you've already used most of your weapon systems. And 40% of that Haywire and Tagger. Kill the Locust. Let's trim him down a bit so he doesn't have a whole bunch of options to work with. Well, we were able to open him up a little bit. He only has the single, probably ER medium laser? Flatline, are you in range? Oh, he's not. He's barely not within range. Oh, that's irritating. We're going to come right around here. That'll give us an obstructed shot up towards that Phoenix Hawk, which will protect us a little bit as we run through the water and get a little bit closer bit by bit. Fire and Doom, 75% chance to hit. We've already opened up his arm a little bit. Dealing a little bit more damage. Oh, I was hoping they'd actually tear it off. It's not a royal heatsink, it's a quirk that it has, which just allows it to dissipate more heat than normal. So, how are we doing here? Could tear them apart. Actually, could we tear them apart? 50%? Yeah, that's not terrible. Let's give this Locust a little bit of love. Oh, wow, surprisingly high accuracy. And kill. Torso, arm, he's on the ground, pilot injured, he's missing half the mech. Because this Trebuchet really is one of our best mechs. Eject? Nah, he's got one injury left. So we'll pull back just a little bit, put ourselves into some cover using our ace pilot ability, because he's basically chill as all heck on a Tundra map. I want to join him, move over in this direction. I'm not as defended from the Phoenix Hawk, and I really don't want to spend too much resolve. This is a bar of 60, isn't it? I think so, and I don't want to lose the advantage of the accuracy. Fire into the side. Okay, good hits on that one. Really opened up his leg on that one. Didn't quite tear it apart, but some concentrated LRM fire would definitely probably find that leg and blow it to pieces, which would put him on the ground and make him vulnerable to a follow-up. Hopefully also Hatchet Man is in range to get the Phoenix Hawk, although moving through the water and then through some forest, it's probably not going to be a great chance. PPC fire coming down. Oh, managed to nick us quite a bit with the rest of his weapons. Luckily, he did not hit us with the PPC, so we're okay on that one. Her armor is getting mighty thin, though. So we're getting somewhat concerned. She may have to pull back a bit. Phoenix Hawk is bouncing back. Okay, so I'm not going to be able to get into him. Although it looks like the Vindicator has decided he wants to punch. Wow, 33 damage is pretty impressive. Instead of fire that PPC for 65. So he does have that. Locust standing up, or at least part of the Locust. And he's maybe going to limp away? Going to fire a single medium laser and then limp away? I suppose he's probably an ace pilot. Let's see what he wants to do on this one. You gonna get out of here? He is going to indeed move out. Probably should have moved behind us in the first place in order to get the easier shot, but I guess not. Alright, Apex is going to slip in behind him and also behind this boulder. This will give her a perfect opportunity to basically take him out of the fight while protecting herself, and we'll remove the Locust entirely. Lovely. We killed him by both legs, and then we blew off the rest of the mech. This mod is special double heatsink. Wait, really? There's actually a royal heatsink rather than just the quirk? Because I thought it was just quirk-based.
I've got your back.
Alright, Punisher. Get me... What leg is he missing? I can't even tell that, apparently. That's disappointing. So we're going to move right up here into the water's edge. And maybe I can actually see something. Nope, we're just firing blind here, so may as well fire everything, because we generate no heat anyway. So we're going to nail him with as many missiles as we possibly can. Didn't knock him over, but hey, we're working on it. And I'd like to basically knock him out before that Phoenix Hawk gets an opportunity to move, because that will force the Phoenix Hawk to have to come into visual range. Hitting us with a large laser, but luckily again missing with the PPC, so we're very happy about that one. We do have a fairly decent idea of where he is. It's a mech quirk, but it's better than a normal double heatsink kit. Okay.
Ready for orders.
Alright, which leg? It's your left leg, so we were not working on that leg properly anyway. I'm therefore going to go onto your left side. I'm not going to be moving super far in order to do this, but I'd like to chop off your leg. Well, the torso is good too, I suppose. And I get to move again as well, because the -5 initiative will definitely work in my favor. I'll get up out of the water on this one, and lay into his side here. Come Come on, hit the leg. I think we killed him. Oh yeah, very much. Although we did save the PPC if we need it.
Should have run when you had the chance.
Standing by.
Alright, Apex, it's time to get on the move. And you might actually be able to see him from here. Let's find out. Yes, we can. Hello there, buddy. He's actually getting kind of hot in this environment, which is pretty amusing. Do I want to hit him with a narc? I do want to hit him with the haywire. Actually, do I have beacons? Apparently not. So, haywire it is. Ooh, we got some penetrating hits on that. She drilled right into him and blew off the ERPPC, so we're not salvaging that. Unfortunately, it's gone. Although, you know, that helps out a little bit. It prevents... And he's going to punch... What? Sometimes the AI is a little bit slap-happy. 30 damage is pretty rough, but dude, you've got a lot of energy weapons on board. I suppose that is a way to keep you away from flatline, but I wouldn't have picked that particular tactic of avoiding flatline. Hi, I'm going to get to you next turn. You're probably not going to get through the Arbiter because I'm probably going to run the Arbiter away. Take aim and fire. Oh, penetrate. Oh, no, everything in the arm transfers to the torso, so we're working good on there. Did we get a hit on the head?
Good to go.
Hit him back harder. As soon as we can get flatline into position, we absolutely will. And how about if I came right up on top here? 30%? What if I walked it? You gonna give me a better chance? You're not gonna give me a shot at all, actually. So it is gonna have to be a sprint, which will be bad accuracy, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter because we're generating no heat on this map, which is crazy. Okay, hit him in the leg with that one. Hit him twice in the leg, I think. Yes, penetration through, so we're doing pretty decent on that. So if Punisher can follow that up with a nice little LRM barrage, which he may not be able to, 20%. Versus 17 if I moved. So we're going to shoot and walk forward because I'm mostly concerned with the LRMs getting decent hits and not the medium lasers. Although he has been incredibly accurate with those medium lasers, so maybe I should concern myself more with them. We'll get into deadfire range soon. Have you ever thought of having a match against another player in RogueTech? I've thought about it on occasion, but it's not really an ambition of mine. I play mostly against the AI for obvious reasons. It's more chilled and laid back. I really could deal a lot of damage to you if I'm willing to take the risk. And I kind of think I might be. What if I extend the distance a bit? That's still not terrible. 60%. 77 on the tagger. Okay, here's what we're going to do. Move over to the side. Vigilance. Give ourselves a little bit of extra protection. We do lose a lot of accuracy, but that allowed us to tear off the leg. Lovely. Never mind. He had an XL engine. So he's gone. Alrighty, so that didn't quite go the way I wanted to. I wanted to knock him over, but I didn't want to tear open his torso. It would have been much better if we had been able to just pick him apart and tear off his legs. Arbiter picked up 3 kills on that one, the Trebuchet the other 3, and then, you know, 1 random and the ejection. So, not bad. 8 mechs taken down, no penetrators. Did pretty decent. 1, 2, 3, 4 Phoenix... Ooh. 4 1B parts. Oh, just a quick check. You are a Royal, aren't you? Just wanted to double check it. Yep, Royal Phoenix Hawk, or the Phoenix Hawk Special was the upgraded model for the staple for SLDF forces. Okay, what do we got here? A couple of AC-10s, not so super interested in. Neither of the medium lasers. Could get some endo steel. I don't have any, and a 275 rate of fusion core is nice, and I don't have any of those either. Heat sinks, lots of heat sinks. Heat sink double. No double heatsink kit though, which is a little bit surprising to me. A slick sweep, thank you. And lower arm actuator, not any good. The IFF jammer is also pretty good because it's basically a free electronic warfare kit that only affects you. So, or does it only affect you? Well, in any event, it doesn't allow you to use stealth equipment on board, but it's free, so you can allow that to be in your smaller, more compact mechs. Do I want the 275? I really kind of do. But I think I have to take... How many PPCs have I got? I have none. I generally stay away from PPCs at the moment because we don't have the accuracy to back that up. It doesn't have the +1 accuracy for being a laser weapon. But they do deal a pretty decent amount of damage. I'm really irritated that we knocked out that ERPPC. I mean, it made the rest of the battle a little bit safer, but losing that meant we lost a big piece of the salvage on that one. Endo steel is probably the right way to go, though, because Endo is just incredibly useful. We could try and get the Phoenix Hawk Royal parts. I'm really surprised we only got a single Wolverine part, considering that we made him eject. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, if there were 5 here, I'd go for it, but... 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. For some reason, I keep misseeing it. Yep, okay, we'll lock that down, see what we get. We got one of the Phoenix Hawk 1B parts, so that's okay. Probably should have grabbed another one just for the purpose of it. We did get the PPC anyway. And a jump jet and a slick suite. Is there not a kit that can shoot down missiles? That would be an AMS, an anti-missile system. And there wasn't any that I saw. But yeah, there's a more advanced version in the current version of RogueTech. We're about a version behind it. And that actually literally does shoot down missiles. It's pretty cool. Alrighty, so not terrible. Not terrible. Could have gone better, especially if we'd managed to salvage more of that Phoenix Hawk. Really kind of... Yeah, that's fine. So, really kind of wish we could have salvaged that ERPPC off the Phoenix Hawk. That was the main thing I was concerned about. Really surprised the fact that we got 4 parts out of that, considering we tore off the leg, the arm, and a torso. But, hey, I'm not going to complain. We did actually manage to get 1 part for that, so if we manage to do that again, there's a halfway decent chance we could actually get the Phoenix Hawk. None of our effects are having any sort of bonuses here. 22,000 for the next 10 days. It's a little on the steep side, but hey, we got some pretty good kit out of it. And, yeah, let's put you up top, because you need to be done first. Oh, wow. They both got a little bit badly dented on this one. So, since we don't have a B team, we have to pretty much just wait for the entire thing to be done. So let's just chill for the next couple of days. Kel's request. We have a once-in-a-lifetime Morgan Kell came and contacted me directly. Needs expertise. Okay. How long? A week and 500,000 C-bills. And a dozen mech techs. I'm gonna do it. Because we could get some really cool stuff out of this. Okay, not as good as what I had been hoping. We got 2 double heat sinks, and that's it. Okay. I suppose that works. Not worth 500,000 C-bills, but okay. I'd say working for, although maybe Dr. Murad was working with. That does definitely stretch out our repair time. Ooh, crap. A lot. So we're going to be down. It's only for a week, though. We should get fine. So we'll wait for things. There we go. And another 2 days before we can take a mission. There we go. Okay, so everything's fixed and completed. We'll just check on the A-team, see if anybody actually managed to skill up on this one. No, no.
Talk to me.
Yes, give them tactics, because it's useful. And the last one would be Flatline. Who can take a level of gunnery, but I don't really care about gunnery on a mech that chops things. Alright, let's check out our next contract. So that cost us 500,000, but we got 2 double heatsink kits, or 2 double heatsinks. Sometimes that event can give you a double heatsink kit. Yeah, and I knew it was a gamble. That's the reason why I only did it, because I knew that we would be able to survive that and the end of the month. It was only a week, so not the worst thing in the world. Slowed down our operations for a bit, but we're fine. Let's see, we are 300,000 over, so we're okay with that one. Could take a Protect the Mechs mission, but it is a 2.5 skull, which may be a little bit outside our capabilities. Lots of escorts on this one. Corporate secrets. Against the pirates. That could work out very nicely to us, so let's go take a mission against some pirates. Pirate tech is still very useful to us at this stage in the game. Really, pirate tech can be useful for all time, but for us especially, we could definitely use a couple of pieces of pirate kit. Mainly, I'm thinking the ER pirate medium lasers, which do additional melee damage for reasons that we don't quite understand. It would be a 4 of 17? Yeah? Did I misclick it? I hope not. Did I take this mission for 400,000 cash and 1 random salvage part? I'm about to find out. Lorna, you've got me worried now. You've got me very concerned. Okay, good. I did keep it at 417. Alrighty. So, yeah. But yeah, like I was saying, pirate tech very still much useful to us because pirate targeting computers mainly, especially on a Tundra world, now that apparently we can fire all of our mechs infinitely with never actually running into any heat problems, I would throw basically a pirate targeting computer on everybody and be happy with it. Oh, yep. Yeah, that is definitely going to be good bits. Alrighty, there's a pirate facility. We're gonna go kill everybody and then steal the stuff back because that's how we roll. Although, I'm not seeing a facility here. Huh, maybe we're just meeting them out in the middle of the nowhere. So we're just going to rush on forward as fast as we can. First round is generally free, so we should be okay. And done. Flatline's up next. Flatline with his supercharger, which does not let him move nearly as fast, although I am reconsidering not giving him a mask because... Did you see just how fast that she can move with that mask? It would be hugely powerful if we could give him a mask as well. The problem with mask is it doesn't work with TSM. On the other side, we don't have any TSM to work with, so maybe that's a reasonable investment. So, although TSM is changing in the next version in 0.999, we're getting a lot of major changes in the next version of RogueTech, and it's only going to work like it does in tabletop as long as you keep your heat at a certain level. I'm not quite certain what sort of threshold they're going to be talking with, but it will be interesting. Alright, keep the Arbiter moving forward and getting a little bit of tree cover. This may put our back towards the enemy. It did! Oh, it did. Yeah, that's a concern. Oh, it's a Valiant! And a Blackjack. And a Stinger. Fascinating. Okay, so the Valiant is very, very dangerous to us because it has an axe on it. Although the Valiant that we had back during the beginning of the Rumbush campaign had a sword, and I'd love to see if we could get that Valiant model, because that would be cool. Large laser firing down. Okay, not too terrified just yet, although we do need to get on top of them relatively quickly. The Black Sheep herself must move, and do you have a shot here? 69, which is not bad at all. If we dived right on top of him, it would be 74. So one of those few instances where actually diving on top of the enemy is the much better idea. Wait a second. A Stinger with a large laser? Did I get that right? Okay, 88. Let's, well, I wish I could take you intact, but I'm not going to bother. We're just going to rip you apart, because if you start punching people, I'm going to have a really, really bad day. Oh god, his armor held. Flatline, are you going to be in range? No. There's no way Flatline's in that range. Oh, we're about to take a lot of damage. Unless, of course, he runs away. He had a brilliant opportunity to hurt some of our mechs, and he wasted it to tag somebody. I can't say that's the most genius use of a Valiant I've ever seen, because that was a really, really terrible use of a Valiant, if I'm completely honest. We're just going to walk forward, and we're going to let fire with some LRMs, use our long-range skirmishing ability, because I don't think he's moved. Oh, yeah, 74% chance to hit. It's going to hit for 4 damage on this one, so he's going to have a little bit of fun with you. So scattering all over the mech, just weaken his armor in general. Basically turn him into a mech that's been pretty well pruned. Move over here. I'd like to see him. Hi. We have located a Valiant and a Clint. Of course, there had to be a Clint. If there wasn't a Clint, there would be something seriously wrong with this. We're going to fire into the Clint because better accuracy. Of course, we're going to axe the Valiant. We're going to try and kill him as soon as we can. Does a Valiant have an XL engine? Part of me wants to say he does, but I don't think so. Because if he does, we'll be able to kill in relatively short order. So the Clint had the large laser on this one. It was not actually the Stinger. So the Clint obviously filling in to try and make the Stinger feel a little bit better by making his enemies concerned about it. And they're all rushing into the forest for the protective buff that it gives, which we're all going to be heading into. Okay, large laser coming down, and a little bit of fire on the Arbiter. Definitely damaging the leg a little bit. Not super happy about that. But we should be able to dive on top. Wow, his heat's critical. Even in all of this, his heat is critical. Oh, thank you, Flatline, for coming up first. Kill me a Valiant. That's all I desire in life at the moment. Ooh, it's only going to be an 88% chance to hit. Kill me a Valiant, please. I require it. Let's see if we can actually pull it off. Oh, and he did, and he took out the leg. Oh, I love you so much right now, Flatline. We're going to go for his other leg. Alright, so injury ignored, for obvious reasons.
Yes, Commander.
Hi, I could go after this guy. I'm really tempted to, but we're going to go for this Valiant. Because the Valiant is great. Oh, can I turn it off? I think I can. Good, lovely.
We'll go.
Because if I can tear off his other leg, I can get all of the stuff in the Valiant, which would be awesome. Tear off his legs, please.
Confirmed.
Somewhat of a grim thing to be thinking about. Rip off his legs. I require it. And the Black Sheep herself, will she be able to get involved in this little pylon that we've got going? Oh, she absolutely shall.
Coordinates received.
Position ourselves. Yes, we're ignoring a Clint with a large laser. We're ignoring a Blackjack with a large laser. But if I can steal his legs, then I can get something really cool. I didn't want to do that. So a great way to open up by ripping open the leg and dealing damage to the back torso instead of, you know, dealing damage to the back torso and killing the whole mech. So some machine gun fire and laser fire towards the Arbiter, but not actually connecting on that one. I will be able to get within range to lob missiles, but I'd prefer direct line of sight on this one. Stinger is bouncing. Gonna go to a different location. And is Punisher gonna be first, or is Mr. Blackjack gonna be first? The Clint is gonna back off. He's gonna get a back shot on our mech. Oh no, he's gonna go for the crab. Oh wow, cutting right through the armor, nearly tearing off the hand entirely. Yeah, I'm very concerned about that one. So that is now double important that we rip off the Valiance of the leg, because if we don't, we're going to have major problems. How much is left on this? 35? Do that. I want to try and curate it so we don't do that.
That's one less hostile on the field.
Okay, hopefully we got a lot of good stuff out of that. I did fire a bit too much. Although I did hit a medium laser that actually hit his leg, which I wasn't actually anticipating. So we've got to pull the crap way back. We've got 9 health left in a large laser arm. I don't want to lose one. He's really cooking on this one. So we've got to protect our mech. We're going to come around back here and punish you for ever trying to do anything. And we're going to assume right side bias like in most mechs and just try and chop off his arm. See if that'll take out the large laser. Unfortunately, we missed. Not a good way to begin the world. Okay. Are you trying to get the black sheep killed? Because I do not want her dead. We're going to pile up on you. Something fierce. Hi, buddy. Moving pretty quickly, but not super fast, which is somewhat concerning because if she gets shot at. Let's see if we can't take care of him with the haywire. Ooh, lots of penetrating hits on that one. So his back armor has been opened up, and lots of problems with him. And Punisher. Punisher, I think, is going to deadfire people. What sort of accuracy are we looking at? Not terrible, and he's not a great mech. By not great, I mean not well armored. Yeah, I think we position ourselves like this, and we sort of rely on the defensive capabilities granted to us. Oh, if I just fired at him, it'd probably rip him apart. But no, I've got to take this Stinger out of the fight. But if I fired him, I won't put it apart. Take the Stinger out of the fight. Do the smart thing. Okay, it did not take the Stinger out of the fight. We didn't have quite enough accuracy to go along with that. But maybe that'll make him worry enough, because I really just can't have them fire at all. Okay, Blackjack's shooting. Blackjack is just cooking. You're going to kill yourself. I'm not complaining, but you're going to kill yourself. And heat critical, heat override. That's the third turn in a row he's been overheating. Okay. Well, the first one is nearly free. The second one is most certainly not. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take a bullet hit to the nose. I can deal with that. I can work with that. As long as this Stinger doesn't pressure me with his machine guns. Because that will basically remove me from being able to do anything. Can come back to me? Nope. That's getting really close. This arm is not held on by much anymore. I think we just pull her right out of the fight. We just sprint away using the mask. Sprint! Get into cover. And I do fully stand behind this decision. I am protecting this arm because I'm not willing to lose it. And by getting way out of the fight, yes, that does mean that we're going to have to deal with a little bit of a knife fight in close, and he's got a lot more weapons to fire into us, especially if he managed to plink everything. Holy crap. How much you got left? Still okay, sort of. We gotta take this Clint out. He's got a targeting computer or something. And it is bugging the heck out of me. Alright, get behind him. Give him a little bit of an axe work. Let's see what he wants to do with this one. Okay, that'll tear off an arm. And badly deal damage to all of his back. And he's not doing anything about it. Interesting. Wait, really? I got beaten by a Stinger? Okay, you're okay with that one. He's going to ace pilot and move himself out of here. And we will, of course, move into a position to pursue. I really don't think I can afford to leave this Stinger intact.
Standing by.
I'd love to, because he's got a lot of cool kit on him that I'd like to steal, but it just seems like a bad idea. Although if I can't get a back shot on him, then it may be a moot point. yeah, it's a bit of a moot point because the only back shot I can get will give him a back shot on me, which I can't really afford at the moment. So I'm going to keep the efforts up to knock out this stinger here. Give me some distance on this one. Take greatest advantage of our ER mediums. You can still see me, and that's the major concern. Oh, ooh, that'll do. Okay, so we will get into cover using our ER medium's decent-ish range, and we'll just plink away into his back because he's already open. Okay, that's good so far. And there we go. Okay, so the Stinger's out of the fight, which frees up the Punisher to now move in to try and actually fight the other people. We probably should be paying more attention to this Blackjack, but I'm half convinced he's going to overheat himself. Because that's 30 heat right there. He's not dissipating anything at that point. Unless he's got additional heat sinks, which he doesn't. And there goes his emergency shutdown. He's offline.
Good to go.
Okay, so you're going to, from on far, with a 99% chance to hit, just lay into him. Go right into his back.
All weapons are go.
Okay, managed to miss, unfortunately, with a 92, but hit the 63, because statistics.
Talk to me.
And we're going to walk right up into you, and basically light up your entire life, because I don't know how you're able to be so accurate, but I needed to stop right now. Yes, I know this is not dealing a ton of damage to him, considering we opened up his back and not his front, but I want to scare him, basically.
That is a lesson.
Unsteady, lost his evasion, and Apex is up.
Commander.
So Apex can knock him over. I have reasonably high confidence he can do it. We can completely ignore the Blackjack this turn. So I'm just going to rush in on you because you've got no evasion. Maybe I should walk it. Yeah, it's pretty much the same, and so I'll take the slightly further distance shot in order to make his accuracy worth.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Okay, everything managed to hit on that one, and we court it. Not ideal.
Tango down.
Waiting for orders.
And the Black Sheep will just sit here and continue her drilling into his back.
I've got.
Decent penetrating hits on that one. Armor destroyed and structure exposed, so we've got that going for us.
Critical hit, Commander.
And we'll back off. Definitely not willing to risk this, because I really can't afford to have him offline for that long. So come around to the back, give him a little bit of fun, and let's see how he handles this. Badly damaging the leg. That's not bad at all. Punisher.
I've got your back.
Okay, I want you to do the following, which may be more than he can handle, but we're going to go for it.
Give him everything I've got.
I told you to target the leg. Please go for the leg. That's one leg down. Other leg, not so much, but he will be falling over.
Was a critical
So that will work in our favor, although he'll be able to turn on and stand up in one turn because of stupidity. Alright, pilot injury. And now he gets to stand up and turn on because he cheats. No, he's not cheating. He's just making full use of the rules as written. Okay, flatline. Get right next to him and put an axe right in his side. Not quite what I was hoping for. I was looking to tear off his other leg, but hey, I suppose that'll work out. We did take the mech out completely.
Yes, Commander.
Apex, if you can make it there, you can be our runner. Nope, you're not going to make it there. It's going to be Punisher who's going to be our runner. We're going to bring the Black Sheep back in, just in case we get ambushed from behind.
Gonna help.
So let's go pick up this scientist. Okay, holding position. And brace him up. And the Black Sheep will fall back in, because having her way off in the distance makes her a little bit vulnerable. And it's entirely possible that more forces end up showing up.
The asset has been secured.
Nope, we're done. Alrighty, that was a pretty interesting assault. I'm interested to see what we actually are going to be able to steal off of that, off of the Clint. And the Valiant, too, of course, but I don't think we're going to get anything from that Valiant, really. 61,000. The Crab was pretty badly dented on that one, but at least we kept the arm. We did, of course, lose a hand on that one, but I think we've got extras. Only 2 parts of the Valiant. That's really disappointing. Ooh, okay. That's probably what the heck was going on there. And that. Okay, so we got a C3 Master out of this one. So this will give us +1 increased resolve for all Lance members, +1 accuracy for all Lance members. Yeah, we're putting this on somebody. On the Crab, most likely, but somebody's getting it. So I don't think it requires slave units right now, but eventually it might. Ultralight Gyro is not the cool one. The XL Gyro is the cool one. It takes up more space, but keeps you at the standard amount of stability threshold that you can actually handle. I don't really need Endo Steel. Pirate Engine is kind of useful, And a fire control system plus. Heatsink, double heatsink kit. I don't have any. We'll drop the tag targeting system in order to put a double heatsink kit on somebody. How many? And I have 2 double heatsinks, which we got from working with Kel. So that worked out. Plus 25% protection per point of armor, plus 40% weight change per point of armor, minus 50% reduced melee damage taken, 30% resistance, plus 20% melee damage. Oh, wow. I can't pass that up. That's good. That's really good. Spiked armor. Okay. And all the TSM that he was carrying. Okay. I wish I could go back on a screen so I could check some things. I'm going to dump the fire control system. Yes, I know, crazy. But hear me out. The double heatsink kit is a little bit more useful. And I want to put that on my Hatchet Man. So we got both Valiant parts, which is great, and the Clint part, which is cool. ER medium and ER small. Endo, the tag, the pirate engine, the heatsink kit. We did not get the fire control system, which was the risk, but we did get the spiked helmet. So that's a pretty decent pickup all around. I'm not put out by that at all. I'm going to be interested to see what sort of weight saving I'm going to have to apply to the Hatchet Man in order to fit that armor on, because it is a plus 40% weight. So that ought to be interesting. But if I need to remove 4 tons worth of medium pulse laser, I will absolutely do that. And I may swap out the mask and put it on him as well. Yes, we even got the hand. So we can put the new hand on the crab. So that all around, that was a pretty good mission. Stealing all that pirate kit. So 20% increased melee damage will be pretty absurd. That'll put him up to like 160, 180 damage. And we got a Clint. Of course we got a Clint. The Clint was primarily designed as a cheap recon unit with the capabilities of a well-armed low-end medium mech, and in this regard it served well. With a top speed of 97.2 kilometers an hour and the jumping capability of 180 meters, the Clint can easily keep up with other recon elements and maneuver through mountains or urban terrain. The 1R Clint was the original prototype that carried an Armstrong Buster AC-10 with a medium laser as a secondary weapon and no jump jets. So everything that made this mech cool, we don't have. Another 22,422 for the next 9 days. Most of that is going to be absolutely stuck up in the crab. Well, actually, only 6 days. That's not as bad as I thought. Of course, probably another 2 days or so for replacing the hand. We'll get the Hatchet Man quick because I want to see what I got to take off the Hatchet Man in order to make it work. We're good on cash for now, but we're going to have to pay attention to that. Which means we're not going to be able to build this Clint right now. We're probably going to have to save it for a month. What did we actually manage to keep out of this thing? The engine. Okay. The engine and the gun. Which I suppose is not terrible, all things considered. And most of the stuff we lost actually wasn't anything too important. I mean, a ton worth of patchwork materials, but we have things like endosteel. This is not a terrible repair job here. We're gonna have to sketch something out, but first I want to check out the Hatchet Man, because I'm more interested to see what I can do to it. Hatchet Man, thank you. Let's see. Oh, he's got Stealth X armor on. I'm gonna have to lose that. That's not cool. Okay. If I take off the Stealth X and I put on the spiked armor, I am perfectly weighted for that. Of course. If I throw the endosteel on him, gives me back 2 tons. And I could pull this off as well and give myself 3 tons for additional stuff. Is there anything else I can do to this mech? Because I already got the spiked helmet. I could throw the IFF jammer since I don't really need the Guardian ECM at that point. Oh, I do, because the spiked helmet takes up the slot that the IFF jammer would take. A slick sweep might be a way to go instead, though? Plus 10% melee. Ooh, no, I can't do that. Yeah, the increased in sight range, which would be cool, but I don't want to lose the damage. We're trying to stack as much damage as we can on this mech. So if I did this, that gives me almost enough weight back. Actually, if I put the ultralight gyro on there, which I'm not going to do, that would be absurd. I could almost have everything back in place as needed. Engine core, something bigger? No, we didn't get that 275 rated engine. And I'm not about to put a pirate engine in there because I don't feel like putting a light engine in a mech that doesn't need it, even though it does give us small benefits towards everything else. So can I keep the medium pulse in here? 144, 142. Yeah, so that's where that one went. So I can keep the medium pulse in there. I can't get both of them in without adding in some additional weight savings on this. Pulling off the jump jet will help. And do I have patchwork materials? I don't think I do. I do not. Is this worth it? Because Stealth X armor is the worst of the stealth armors. It's not a void device like the like we have in our other campaign at the moment. And it does increase expense by a pretty considerable amount. Gives us +1 evasion, but this gives us more protection. So plus 25% increased protection, which would be pretty nice to have. So I think that actually does balance out. And the plus 20% melee damage is just going to be huge. Although it does reduce our speed, so maybe combining it with the pirate engine is the way to go then. Because that'll cancel out that debuff. Oh, if we do that though, we lose our supercharger. Because the supercharger has to be centerline mounted, and the pirate engine takes up too much space. That's irritating. So we will be 10% slower. Take this one off. And I have 1.13 tons. I don't have any more armor to attach onto this. What sort of weapons do I got in the energy range? Or smalls. Single ER medium, so we'll just throw on a normal medium laser. And we'll be stuck with the 0.13 tons. Our heat efficiency is 30 for 28. And we're no longer suffering the heat penalty of having the Stealth X armor. So we're going to try this for a little bit just to see how it works out. But I'm not convinced it's a great idea. Sell Stinger, just to sort of make a little bit of money back. We're going to sell a couple of parts that we don't care for. We do want the Valiant, absolutely. Show lights. A Spider, we're almost towards a Jenner. How many more Jenner's parts do I got? None, so I don't care about. Definitely get rid of the Flea. Fleas are tiny and useless, as are Wasps. Urban Mechs. Jenners are not super useful, or useless, and the Locust absolutely is useless to us. I'll keep the Spider parts just because we're so close to a mech and we can sell the Spider parts. So I'm keeping the Valiant parts because Valiants are great. And I'm not going to bother selling any of my mediums because I need all of my mediums. Take a look at this Clinton. Quick check to see what I could do to you. You've already got your 240 ready fusion core. And you are short a heatsink. But threw in a double heatsink kit and gave you a double heatsink. That would help out. So you have the room right now to put it in the CT. What am I missing then? Because that isn't normally the case, I don't believe. There should only be two slots in the CT. Huh. Not going to complain about it. We will probably want Endosteel on it, but I want to see what sort of weapon loadout we can give. What sort of targeting computers I got? Nothing. So, IFF Jammer, Slick Suite, because that gives him the C3. It gives him a C3 slave automatically, which we can tie in with our C3 master, although I don't think that's quite working at the moment. Got 7 hands. Do I not have hands that I can put in here? Okay, good, lovely. So 2 good hands for additional accuracy. That'll definitely be useful. Not sure I want to keep an autocannon. The autocannon might be mostly useless on this mech, purely because we don't have enough accuracy to justify trying to use an autocannon. Do have a PPC that we could throw in there. So we could basically ignore the point of the mech, toss in a PPC, because we've got the double heatsink kit to work on with that. We're at 6.5 tons if we get rid of all of that. I don't think I have a fire control system at the moment. No, I don't. Could throw on a Beagle, because he's already got the IFF Jammer to serve in as his own electronic warfare suite. So the Beagle will just give him additional accuracy, which would be fine. We want to back up the PPC. Do you have any? You have a ton of support slots. Okay, throw on a tag. See, yeah, because we have the Slick Suite, we can't throw on the C3 Master. How heavy are you? I can't actually tell because your description is too tall. Pick up the Slick Suite for a second. 3 tons. Okay, that's going to be interesting to try and actually fit in to our crab, but we're going to make it work, I'm sure. So a PPC on the one arm, a tag to back things up, 5 slots more, probably just for regular lasers. I could actually throw on a large laser, but I'm thinking mediums might just be the better idea. Although I've only got, how many more slots? 1 here, 2 here, so this double heatsink can't be here. Throw that right there. So if I go large laser... Nope, not there. If I go large laser, I don't have a hand slot open for it, so it'd have to be torso mounted. Oh, duh, I forgot. Let's armor this bad boy up. Yeah, that precludes the large laser, so that works. And we'll throw in a whole bunch of mediums. Oh, keep forgetting there's only 1 slot there. And I almost have enough for a medium pulse. If I trimmed a bit, I could fit it. But it's going to be a torso-mounted medium pulse, and so not super accurate on that one. Putting in ER medium, just for the bonus. How's my heat efficiency here? 60 for 60. Ooh. Yeah, I don't want to mess with that. We'll just throw on the normal medium. Unless you've got missile slots, you do. Because all of these lasers are short range. They don't really work super well with what we currently have set up. But I don't think throwing an LRM-5 is a good idea, because I'd throw 2 LRM-5s and a ton of ammo on it for an LRM-10, basically. Yeah. Or an LRM-15, actually. If I threw the ultralight gyro, I could fit it. That would be a fire support mech. Although I don't have any of the cool LRM ammo to make it work. I think we go with a very standard, normal style setup, where we just throw in a whole bunch of stuff and then some jump jets. So give me a jump jet, please. Wait, actually, no, we're... Trim the legs very slightly. There we go. And that's a mech. PPC and 3 medium lasers, plus a tag for a little bit of support. It's not a great mech. We could definitely make it work. And we do need backups. That's kind of the main thing. It's really not a great mech, though. Just a big LRM. Or an MRM, if we could find that. I'd cram an MRM-20 in this thing. Or MRM-40? Yeah. That might actually be the best idea if we could actually ever run across one. So 35 days for this mech. Do we want it? We can afford it, that's the thing. And I do want backups very badly at the moment. Putting this will give me additional patchwork materials, which will be nice. Because then I can put that towards other mechs. Alright, so that's set up. 2 days until the end of the month, but we're okay on that. And the trebuchet is just going strong because it's ridiculously good. Alright, let's check out our tasks. 5 days on the crab, 3 days on the arbiter. And the hatchet man needs to move up as well. And then we've got our 2 long-range mechs, which we'll eventually get. 18,000, so starting to get a little bit low on cash, but as long as we take a fairly decent cash mission, we should be alright. So we'll get our mechs back online. And oh, the crab needs its hand back. I'm not sure I can afford it. Oh, the head was only critted, it wasn't actually destroyed. Lovely. Let's patch that, cost us 1,800. I do want to put a C3 master in this thing. I just don't know where I'm going to save the weight from, but we'll figure it out soon. So we'll get the crab done in a couple of days, and then we'll take a few cash missions. Make do with what we've got. We're not in a position to spend a lot of money on the search for anything. Grab up to the top, please. 1, 2, good. Alright. Quick check of the barracks, make sure everybody's ready, and then we'll rock and roll on another mission. So, you're good.
Yeah.
You're gunnery, but we're ignoring that because you're almost to a level of something we care about.
Talk to me.
You're good. And...
Awaiting orders.
you can take a level of gunnery and we'll... yeah, you can take the level of gunnery. We actually use her in that role a lot. Alright, so let's take a contract and let's make some money. Because we desperately need money. Contested Will is a capture base, and it's $1 million payout. Who is this against? Planetary government? Yeah, I'll take the cash. I mean, we could get 3 or 13, but I'm taking this cash. I need to basically recover my cash at the moment, so... Yeah, it's not a fantastic option, because you can run into 2-ish lances on capture bases normally, and generally not turrets. So... But still, 1 million in cash would be a very nice pickup. That way we can get ourselves back into a more comfortable position, and we don't have to worry about the end of the month in the next 20 or something days. Also, we've got 2 more mechs that will be coming online in about a month, assuming we take minimal damage, which will be very useful to have. Because then we'll actually have a little bit more of a stable instead of, you know, having a whole bunch of mechs that we're desperately trying, or we only have 4 mechs that we desperately try not to lose, otherwise we have to start running 3 mech lances, which is terrible. And I speak from experience, you do not want to be trying to run missions with only 3 mechs. It's irritating and difficult to work with. But you can do it, and you can actually recover a company. Starburst Sardaukar and the Sledge's Hammers both went through periods of where they only had 3 mechs, and we were able to pull out of that one. So we're setting ourselves up to not have to worry about that with this current lineup. Alright, let's rock and roll on the mission and see what we can break. Actually, no, we're stealing, so we're trying not to break things as much as possible. Alrighty, Apex and Flatline both got it at the same time, so that's perfect. So we'll run Apex first because she can scout out ahead.
Go into full throttle.
And hide a little bit. Yeah, she's going to have to back out and around, but she's very quick, and worst comes to worst, we could actually just use her jump jets. If I'm not mistaken, she's still packing jump jets. So we will just move forward, avoid the geothermal where at all possible. Try not to get in the way, because the Black Sheep may actually be able to run faster than that through this little pass in one go, because she's stupidly fast. And we'll set Punisher up as well. He doesn't actually need to see anybody if he doesn't want to, because we can just use his LRMs, but he's much more effective if we actually see what we're trying to shoot. You know what? I'm thinking about sending her up top. Yeah, we're going to send her up top. I don't want to put her through in front of everybody else, because she generally moves last for some reason. She has a Tactics 5. Apex has Tactics 5 as well. But yeah, she generally moves last because she's in a medium mech, and everybody else is in lighter mechs. For some reason, Punisher just does fairly decently well when it comes to rolling for things.
On my way. Double time.
Anything on sensors? Doesn't look like it yet. But we do have a very nice altitude advantage, which is going to work in our favor as we continue to come around hunting for the enemy. Maybe we'll be lucky, and this will be one of those missions where there's nobody until after you make it to the fortress, and it'll be just an easy million. Because on this, because we're taking it for full cash, we don't care if we don't make any salvage off of this. So the fewer mechs we run into, the better. And we're going to come down through this uneven terrain. Gives us a little bit more of an open area, and because she's got masks, she can easily regroup with us should the need arise. Although I anticipate it kind of won't. Okay, get forward. We're going to reduce our sprint a little bit so that we can keep a little bit of cover. We do have eyes on the fortress. There doesn't appear to be any sorts of turrets on this one, and no initial defending lance. So this may be a fairly easy million contract, which we kind of need at the moment. Because we're down to, what, 15,000 at this point? So an easy million will put us back up into a comfortable position, start looking towards what sort of Argo upgrades we may want to get. We're just going to head on in, working together and closely in formation. Aside, of course, you know, from the Black Sheep way off in the distance. So we'll move her to regroup. She is going to stand right on top of things. Probably not the greatest idea, but she has the large lasers and a decent amount of evasion at the moment. Okay, nothing. Apex is going to move right in then. Just barely able to get inside the area, but it will be enough to trigger whatever the next stage of the mission is. As she definitely attempts to not break things. Okay, nothing so far. And again, not complaining, just is very odd and disconcerting when you're looking for the enemy and they do not appear to be anywhere. They're probably going to come from over here. Okay, so the Black Sheep is going to move, once again, full speed. Off into here, because I do anticipate them coming down this road. We'll try and get Punisher in a position to support him, or to support her.
Got your back.
And perfect, he's just quick enough to be able to pull it off.
Aye, aye.
Alrighty, so let's see where the enemy is. We have occupied the fortress, now we must pacify the area. And nobody has a clue.
Yes,
Okay, this is interesting. I guess we just start looking around then. Because I'm actually not familiar with a lot of the Tundra maps, so I don't really know where the enemy's going to spawn from. If this were a desert, I would know exactly what was going on. But in this case, it could be from here. They could be just following up with us. Could be off from the right. Really, it's anybody's guess at this point. To pacify the area around the base. Not seeing anything yet. Punisher is going to move out over here. See if he can't see nothing.
Sprinting.
No, nothing down this road either.
I hear ya.
Okay, let's just get you back up here then. We're just trying to extend our sensor bubble as far as possible. Unless we're about to get jumped by the Capellan Federation. Oh, no, now they're dropping in. Okay, we had an entire turn where they were doing nothing. Okay, so we got a J. Edgar tank, which is going to move forward for free. And a Tiger, which moves forward for free. Able to fire into the side of the arbor. Luckily, we were able to avoid the autocannon and the machine guns and pretty much everything. So we'll be able to turn around and hopefully break these guys in short order. There's only 2 of them. That might actually be really nice. So I could get a back angle here. This will also provide us... There we go. That's what we were looking for. So we got a hunch... Ooh, okay. Got a Hunchback 1G and a Wasp. Not terrible. Not so terrible. Yeah, back into the J. Edgar, I think. So the Wasp I'm not concerned about. The Hunchback... I think this might be a periphery design, so this may be a heavy rifle and a machine gun or something. And the J. Edgar tank, we would hit the... Oh, we are on the back. Okay, so... Could penetrate. Yeah, we'll go for it. Try and rip it apart so he can't use his autocannon. Okay, got a good couple of hits, but unfortunately they spread out. And... didn't quite kill him. Flatline may actually be able to get into a position to support this. Because if he can just hit that side armor, he can kill it. He's got... Oh, an 18% chance to take out a J. Edgar tank. That'll be fun. Shoot. Miss. Nope. Yeah, that did not happen. Alright, so the follow-up is going to have to be probably from Punisher if he can hit the side angle shot. There's not much structure there. Okay, who's going to move? The Wasp is going to come bouncing up. And immediately shut down. Okay. Brilliant plan there, sir.
How can I help?
Let's see if we can't get the Punisher in here. So if we just run at maximum speed to get back over here. 5.4. How about if you just walked it? 5.4. And you're not in a position to just shoot it. So we may as well sprint since we have a terrible shot anyway. So we are going to lob the missiles absolutely on this one because we only need a couple of hits on this J. Edgar in order to cut him apart. Or not the J. Edgar, not you. The Tiger.
Firing.
So I only need like 2 hits. And I'm lobbing 30 missiles at him. Not a 1. Okay. So that's reasonable. And the Black Sheep's not going to be in position for like 2 turns. So our heavy hitter for long-range combat is not going to be in position to do anything for a while. She actually may be able to hit that. Oh, she can. Lovely. So she'll be able to hit the Wasp, who jumped and immediately turned himself off. It's a fascinating strategy that he attempted to pull off there. Okay, that's a hit. And I think that was also a hit and a hit. Okay, we broke most of the mech at this point.
Yeah, critical hit.
So he is definitely unsettled by that one. And Apex. You do indeed have shoot and scoot. So the plan is to scoot over here and shoot into him.
Roger
Just
that.
kill him, please. I think we killed him. Good. Let me haywire him a second time. So there goes the vehicle entirely. We did blow up the AC-10, and it was an AC-10++, so that would have been nice to have. But I'm not going to complain too much about it. I'm going to run up and chop you. Because I can't see the other vehicle, and just going for the medium pulse and the single medium laser is not worth it. It'll be 50% so far, the reinforcements. Give me a little bit more. Punisher, are you actually been able to see anything? Oh, you are, and you're going to get a side shot at that. At the dead fire, because we're going to be within point-blank range. Hi! Hopefully bye. No, he's not being nearly as accurate with his medium lasers as he was within the last round, but that's fair. He was hitting 20% chances 3 times in a row in the last one, so I cannot complain. Hunchback on its way back so it can take some pot shots, but wasn't able to get into a good enough position to actually do so. Can get a shot on you, and I'm going to move there, and the reason why is because that will allow Flatline to dive on top of him in the next round, even though I'm going to probably fire all of my weapons at the J. Edgar. Actually, you have a really good chance to hit. Yeah, shoot him. It's a really easy shot. Okay, it looks like she managed to miss both of her large laser shots, so that really easy shot turned into nothing. But if you want to extrapolate and assume that she would have hit the exact same on both of them, she would have missed both of them anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So the J. Edgar zipping across the thermal area in her open fire at the Arbiter. Lucky for us, that Arbiter is pretty remarkably tanky.
Barely hit, Commander.
Don't taunt him, though. You are still a 35-ton mech. Okay, come up here, aim down. This would be a brilliant shot. Can I get some more distance on him? Unfortunately not. Could jump for it. Give myself a back angle shot on him. No, not quite. So if I wanted to leave myself exposed, I could, and I'm not quite certain that Flatline's going to have the mobility to get right there. Not going to be incredible, but I think he's only got a heavy rifle. So I'm going to bank on that. See if I can't remove him from the equation. We did manage to hit him with the tag and the haywire, so that will slow him down, make him easier to get. Flatline, can you get him? You cannot. That's unfortunate.
I hear ya.
Alright, so the Black Sheep will have to maneuver into a good position to do something about this. And that'll be fine. So we no longer can see him, but that's fine because we couldn't hit him anyway. And I think we killed him? Yes, we did. Okay, lovely. So we're down to just the Hunchback, which we don't need to take intact because, again, we took this one for all cash. So there's nothing to be gained by attempting to grab him. We're going to sprint into some cover. I was hoping I could get an indirect fire shot on him, but apparently not. And we got a dropship coming in to land over there. So, you know what? I'm just going to sprint into cover then.
Roger.
If we're not going to get a shot, then we're not going to bother with it. So not good enough to get an actual accurate shot on him, but Flatline will now run around to be able to see him, and we're going to... Ooh, he's not. We're going to move over into this direction so we can actually shoot him next turn, running through the geothermal vent, but we're not super concerned about that at the moment. And it's all up to him. What's he going to do? Kind of hope he punches. No, he's going to run. Oh, he's going to do one of these. Okay, so Apex, you're going to have to chase him down, which you might be able to. Oh, you will be able to. Lovely. So we did have sight on him. She did pass through the geothermal vent, which is not great in terms of heat sinking, but it doesn't matter because we're so gosh darn chill anyway. Although, you know, if you want to miss 4 79s in a row, then absolutely do that.
I've got your back.
Punisher also will run through this, because there's kind of no reason not to. It's not going to generate enough of a heat problem for us to care about in the next turn. So, Deadfire? Yeah, Deadfire's going to be fine. Wow, this guy is just almost invulnerable to laser fire. Not so much to missile fire, though. We did get a headshot on that one.
That as a lesson.
And the Black Sheep, are you going to be able... She is, and she's going to have a great shot as well into his back. Twin large lasers should be able to cut him right on open. Well, we could try and go for headshots, but again, we took this one for all cash. There's no point. A gyro crit on that will make him a nice easy pickings for Flatline to come in and finish him off if Flatline had the range, which he apparently does not. So I guess we're just going to run up to him and shoot him in the back a couple more times and see if that's enough. He's almost falling over, so this is going to knock him over. Okay, tore off a torso. Tore off both of his torsos. He's basically got nothing left. He's dead.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not. But we're about to see. And onto your back. Oh yeah, he's dead. Another dropship coming in, but I believe that's our friendly dropship with which we are stealing this location for. And that's a cool, easy million Sea-Bills, I believe. Yes, it is. The fortress is ours. So we are once again back in a fairly decent spot in terms of making cash. So no longer are we on the verge of bankruptcy. We have a decent amount of money in order to spend on upgrading and modifying things. I need to somehow find 3 tons on the crab. I don't know where I'm going to find it, but I need it. I could suppose try and put through... Yeah, we get a heatsink. Thank you for that. I suppose I could try and find 3 tons on the trebuchet, but I don't know what I'd take off of it. Because it needs all the ammunition it can get. We kind of need it to have the 3 medium lasers. I suppose I could take off 1, but I'm not willing to take off much more than that. If I can shed 2 tons, I can throw on 2 more pieces of patchwork materials, and that would put us close. I really hate shaving armor off. The amount of damage that we take pretty consistently is... It's not something that I want to trim from. It's an option, but it's the lowest option. because we don't really have mechs that can just face tank a whole ton of fire without caring about being at full armor or not. Alright, 1,000 for a single day. Lovely. Which mech was the one who got nicked? Oh yeah, it was Arbiter. Arbiter's surprisingly easy to fix. Okay, now that we're currently very safely in a safe cache area, one of these mechs is getting the C3 Master. Now, it does have to be mounted into a support slot, which means on this mech it would be an arm. I do not like that at all. Maybe it is a better idea to throw it on the Trebuchet, because that'll improve his LRMs even more, which that in itself is not a bad thing. So if he also only has support slots on his arms. Alright, so +1 resolve gain for all Lance members, +1 accuracy for all Lance members, plus 10% increase for the entire Lance, plus 10% sight increase for the entire Lance. Target painters grant +1 improved accuracy against its target. Target painters make target 20% easier to detect and 20% easier to see. Shares sensor network information, which I don't believe is actually implemented just yet. Target acquisition gear grants 10 to sensor checks on a hit that decays by -1 for each hex the target moved. Oh wait, so you count as a laser targeter as well? Normally carried by the Lance Commander, the C3 command uses help with C3 C3 slaves. On the other mechs can connect, however the C3 command can also be linked in this manner to expand the network of the command units. If each Lance Commander can be connected to separate command units carried by the company named mech vehicle. 2-turn duration stacks 4 times. What? So it's got to be... Yeah, it is a laser targeting system in addition to the fact that it just serves as a C3 Master. So we got to figure out who's getting it. So in that case, putting it on an arm is a good idea, because you want to put it on the arm for the additional accuracy so it'll be more effective. So we're back to putting on the crap. So let's see what we can do to this crap. Equipment, or not equipment, support, C3 Master, put on the other large laser. We are 3 tons overweight. Now we do have a ton worth of patchwork materials. And I could put in an ultralight gyro, but I really don't want to. I could put in a pirate engine, which would save us 1.5 tons. 6 engine slots reserved. So it's only 2 in the side torsos. This makes us 0.5 ton overweight. And also increases the speed of the mech, which is pretty nice. So plus 10 walking, jumping, sprinting, which add that, although it is also plus 10% heat generated, which is not cool. So we'll be generating, yeah, about 80 heat, and we sink 81 heat. So that would be fine. So we're 0.5 ton overweight at the moment, which means we take you off, and we instead put on an ER small, which we happen to pick up recently. So the ER small is 16 damage, 11 heat, versus that medium laser, which was 25 damage, 10 heat, but it weighs 0.5 ton. So we go up a little bit in heat by 1 point, and we also go down slightly in damage, but we should be okay. So 150 by 360 versus the standard medium lasers, 180 by 300. So we lose 1 tile of accuracy on that one. And 25% chance to deal critical. So that, yeah, that's not a big bonus. That'll take us 9 days to install. Holy crap. But it would be a fairly nice upgrade. Is there any other way that I can do this without having to put a 1.5 ton pirate engine on this mech? And I think the other way that we could do it, and this is not a good way because it's a terrible piece of equipment, is an ultralight gyro. So the ultralight gyro gives us plus 20% more stability damage taken and has a reduced stability threshold, because normally it's 40, this one would be 30. That's not worth it in my book, so I'm not gonna risk that kind of thing. But this is going to increase our mask pretty considerably now. This will be a plus 50% sprint distance now with this additional of the pirate engine. So let's see if we can't make that work.
Right.
So, ooh, we're bankruptcy project. Yeah, I forgot how expensive that thing is. If I wanted to stop the work, how much are you going to give me back? 700,000. That is a little bit absurd, but I'm going to say worth it. Make sure the crab is at the top of the queue. So we are going to be down for 9 days, but the massive, it's truly huge increases in capability. So we're going to go through the time on this. And yeah, we're done. 1, 2, the crab is done. All right, we got to take another mission to actually, you know, get some more money back because we spent almost all the money that we made in the mission for a good cause, for sure, but we still spent all the money that we were going to make on the mission. An assassinate for 700,000, a protect the mechs for 700,000, a protect the mechs for 1 million, but it's a 2.5 skull. So that would be a little bit rough to try. And that one pays even less, geez. 300,000 for capture base at 3 of 13. Straight up battle for 2 of 9 or 250,000. And assassinate. We may take the assassinate. This is against the Lyran Commonwealth, and this is for the Lyran Commonwealth. They'll end up in a wash. We'll take this one for cash, because it's only a 2 of 9, and the other one pays out better. Plus it's against pirates, and we probably used all of the pirate stuff that we're going to need. Yeah, it's definitely expensive, but I think it'll be worth it. It's a much improved tag that apparently stacks 4 times, so that'll be interesting. I thought that it was a, that you had to put it in a head slot, but apparently not. So we've almost filled up all the critical slots on this crab too, so we need to start looking into things. If we can get our hands on some better tier patchwork materials, we might be able to get rid of that pirate engine, and that would be preferable. Pain and irritation? Oh, come on. It shouldn't be that hard of a mission, should it? I mean, it is an assassinate, but it's a 2 of 9 assassinate. And it's an insurrection interception. It's not the general. The general is hard. I don't think insurrection interception is quite as bad. But it might be. It is a pirate group, so we're kind of hoping that it's not going to be too rough, because pirates generally have pretty terrible armor. And pretty crappy weapons as well. Alright, let's drop down and see exactly what it is we're about to throw ourselves into, and hopefully it's not going to be too difficult. Alright, let's take a look around. Propagandist. We're going to have some fun. But don't they throw 3 lances? I thought that was the general. I didn't think that was insurrection. So he'll have the pirate propagandist, which will then also have their bodyguard, the supporting forces over here, and then they'll also have a lance of reinforcements, is the way it generally works. But in any event, it is pirates, and I would like to test out my brand new gear a little bit. And also, the Black Sheep should be even faster now. Like, a little bit toastier, but especially on a Tundra map, it doesn't matter. Like, she will be able to fire her weapons all day long anyway.
How can I help?
On any map type other than Desert and Lunar, her mech is neutral or chill. So, that's going to be fun. Especially with the speed she can get. Alright, let's see this brand new walk speed. Her walk speed is that, and her sprint speed is... Oh, yeah. Yes. She is a 50-ton mech that can keep up with just about anybody. Now, I'm not happy about the pirate engine, but it's fun. And on a Tundra map, it's perfectly fine. Considering I'd normally put a light engine in there to add more stuff to the mech, this should be fine.
Copy that.
Hi! It's a commando. So we've run into a commando and a scorpion. The commando is not moving and fairly vulnerable to fire, so open fire with everything you got. If she drills, she could probably kill him. Unfortunately, she did not. She spread out her damage all over the mech. Did open him up pretty well. Punisher should actually be able to utterly annihilate him if we want. If we just shot, we would be looking at unknowns, but if we sprinted, we would be looking a little bit better. Potentially, because we are a closer range bracket. So we are going to keep the sprint going on, get through this forest, which is slowing us down pretty considerably. And still decent accuracy, so blaze away. Hit, hit. We hit with this C3. So he's got to be on the ground now. Maybe not, but I'm willing to bet he is.
Talk to me.
Okay, we're going to follow up with the Punisher himself, and he will lob enough missiles, probably in order to kill the commando. That's my anticipation. We did, of course, manage to tag him, 50% to hit, plus his medium lasers is getting involved as well, so we're going to open fire with everything we got. He did not fall over, it would appear, but I think I can kill him, yeah, with a follow-up missile strike. So 25% of the supporting forces have been defeated, and Flatline hasn't even had a chance to actually get involved with anybody. He's a little bit irritated, I assume.
Got it.
But we'll get him up. He's in the forest as well now. We've got 2 mechs that are through the forest already, and they should be able to position themselves to start taking advantage of our enemies. Flatline's up first. We're going to reserve him, because I don't ever want Flatline to move first unless we're already mixed up with the enemy. Sprint, and we'll get right here. The explosive remains. Oh, that was rough on you. I got a Phoenix Hawk 1K, a Striker, and a Scorpion. Unfortunately, we don't actually have a line of sight on any of these guys. We see them, we can't shoot them. Hope the modders make some missions where you can take 2 lances. Yeah, that'd be cool. Nobody's managed to crack it yet, but I know it's something that's being worked on. Because being able to drop multiple lances would be awesome. It would also give you another thing to sink a ton of cash into an Argo upgrade. Because there are people who have like 10+ million in the bank when they play this game, just because of the way that they play. And when you're playing on a super late campaign and you're like sitting on top of an entirely full mech bay full of assaults and heavies, and you've got 25 to 40 million C-bills, what else do you got to spend on? Let us buy another dropship. There's multiple collars on the there's multiple dropship attachment collars on the Argo already, so we may as well make use of them. So let's blaze away into this guy, doing some pretty decent accuracy actually. That's not terrible. So he's already under fire and wasn't too quick. So the Black Sheep might be able to get a decent shot on there. Unfortunately, no, she's going to move at the same time as Punisher. Lots of missile fire come down to the Arbiter, but not managing to connect. Wonderful. Black Sheep's going to move first because she's got the C3 Master. And she can just basically run right up into the next area of the fight. Wow, this is more than a little absurd. I'm going to be kind of sad when we upgrade to .999 when Mask is going to require you to activate it, and we'll have a chance of shutting down and screwing up on you. Alright, we managed to hit him with the C3, so that should hopefully be an easy shot for the Punisher. It's not. 30, 37 with normal. Yeah, so we're just going to flood him with more missile fire. Managed to actually hit him with one of the medium lasers, so that's good. And we got a penetrating. And we critted and blew up his hand. So lovely. So Arbor, yep, Apex is going to be next. We'll be able to basically rush her along. I don't quite want to make her super vulnerable, but at the same time, Scorpion, you are incredibly vulnerable to being killed from behind. I'm going to do that. Hi! Surprise. I was really kind of hoping you would drill, but you did not. Oh, wait, never mind, you got him. Okay, good job.
Reporting vehicle destroyed.
Yeah, one of the advantage, actually, of the Mech HQ game that we're going to be running, which we're going to start... By the way, if you want in on the Mech HQ game, make sure you join the Discord. The link is in the chat higher up. I'll repost it also towards the end of the stream. If you're interested in getting involved in that, which we can get multiple dropships in that, which is a lot of fun, make sure you join the Discord. But yeah, so in the Mech HQ game we're playing, we can get things like extra dropships and tanks and aero fighters and anything you want. It's really fun that way. So we've managed to really badly maul this Phoenix Hawk, and now we're just going to move up and use the Deadfires to finish him off. Hello, Zimbri! Yes, Zimbri's involved in that. There's 6 pilots so far. Oh, he's just out of there. He's gone. He didn't even wait for the barrage to finish. That's how afraid he was. And the Striker is bugging out a bit. He's going to open fire with a couple of SRMs and managed to hit the Hatchet Man once. And once. Okay, that's fine.
Do they think they can hurt me?
Well, they do, but they're failing at it, so I think we can say we're winning.
On my way.
So we're going to continue to put the pressure on. This is working out quite nicely, actually. Managed to nail him with our large lasers. Pretty badly beat up the front of the armor. Probably not going to be killed by the Hatchet Man, but it's entirely possible if Apex does not drill this guy through. Drill! Drill, baby, drill. And not quite. Damaged and exposed, but Flatline now has an opportunity. Assuming this guy doesn't run. I'm surprised we haven't run into any ambushing forces, I really am. Alright, let's give it the Flatline. He deserves it. He only gets to kill people when he gets close enough to him, so there are some times where he just can't apply anything. There we go. Gone. And that put us to an inspired level, so when we go take on the propagandist, we should have an easy time. You're dead, okay. Sprint! Oh, look at that speed! I get that same giddy feeling as when we had the Hellhound that could just blitz across an entire map. and then light somebody all on fire because we equipped it with a ton of flamers. It was one of the best mechs we ever had. It's one of the reasons why we were able to survive so long in that during that campaign, is we could take one mech and just remove it from the battle. So let's go run into Mr. or Mrs. Propagandist and calmly and easily explain to them that what they're doing is bad for the future stability of the entire region, and if they don't stop, well, actually, no, there's no or. You're just going to die at this point. I'm sorry. You ignored the letters, and now you're going to have some problems. So we're going to, unfortunately, have to move across broken terrain, but I'm not viewing it as too much of a problem. At the most, the propagandist is probably in a fire starter, and that's not a big deal. Might be even be a truck. No, it's a fire starter. It's always a gosh darn fire starter. Propagandists are aware that there are other mechs than the fire starter in this world, right? Because it really seems like they don't. Flatline's not going to be in position for another 2-3 turns, so it's basically going to be up to the Black Sheep, and she will try and hopefully kill him in just a couple of rounds of shooting. Otherwise, he'll try and run, and we're a little bit stretched out for that at the moment.
Aye, aye.
Alright, let's get underway, able to cross the broken terrain, which means we don't want to get shot at too much, but he demonstrated he didn't have a whole ton of weapons. Yeah, he's flamers and tags. So, not the best loadout for trying to wipe out mechs. Missed everything except the haywire, but I'm not going to complain because, hey, now he's going to be slower and less accurate, which is exactly what we're looking for. Hatchet Man is still a turn away unless the fire starter moves in even closer, which I kind of hope it does. I mean, propaganda might mean something else in this case if they're bringing war crimes against... bringing the war crimes back. Yes, that is a good point. They could be meaning something a lot less fun. Deadfire's a 37 or 50. Yeah, we're going to go for the 50. It's time to light you up, friend. 63% chance to hit. Okay, missing most of the lasers, but the missiles are fairly accurate, and we've already opened up the CT. Okay, so long as the Black Sheep gets to move first... Nope. No, he may run. In fact, I would anticipate he will now attempt to flee the battle. Because they have an open CT, and they generally like to run from that. He's gotta move in close. Okay, and try and light the trebuchet on fire. Actually managed to hit him all those times. Plus 60 heat. That does put him over the heat limit. Alright, Black Sheep. It's time to end this farce. Can you see him? You cannot. Okay. We're just going to basically walk right next to him. Because his front is open, so we don't want to go to the back. Miss! Miss! But we hit with the small laser. So, all of his torsos are now exposed. So, Apex might be able to finish this one off. Because Apex is really accurate. Yeah, target's bugging out, so let's prevent that from happening. Hello! This is a 35-ton light mech. I've only got, well, 4 weapons and 2 support systems. Another good hit, and starting to tear things off.
Scored a critical hit.
Firestarter, the best possible way to ensure opposing side kills you instead of captures you. Mech and vehicle pilots trying to cook them alive in horrible ways. Infantry for what you did to their friends. Yeah, the Firestarter is a great mech, but it's also, well, it's like being a flamethrower. Not a very safe line of work. Let's get around to the back just for the additional accuracy. And this will probably knock him onto his back. Make an easy kill. Nope. Yep. Flatline wanted that one dead. And got it. Alright, let's head to the evac zone, which is off in this direction.
Clear the way, I'm coming in fast.
So we will now extract ourselves from this field of battle, having taken minimal damage, so just a couple of days for repair and we'll be able to turn around for another operation, which will be great. This crab is stupid fast. And who's next? Apex, of course, because Apex is always first. It's because she's in a light mech. The initiative system weights based on the weight of the mech and then goes into all the pilot skills and everything like that. So being in a light mech, she automatically has a fairly decent advantage over others. Although, not a guarantee. I mean, you can stack enough initiative stacking equipment in order to make it, well, nearly an instant top tier, even if you're in a medium mech. Although the Black Sheep, for some reason, does not have any of that. We need to get a slip... Well, I can't get a slick suite inside that mech. Need to get communications gear in that mech. So her gigantic 3-ton tag. Although the bonuses that she grants is pretty ridiculously good.
On my way.
Well worth the 3 tons. And the pirate engine is fun. The ability to sprint so fast across the map is pretty fun, I have to admit. So we'll get you in. We'll get our last mech in, and then we'll be out of here. Who's remaining?
Standing by.
Oh, it was our lightest mech. Alright, lovely. And now we get to get on out of here. So, yeah, that wasn't too hard. We'll make a pretty decent amount of cash. That'll get us back up above being in bankruptcy zone. Because, you know, applying a C3 master to something apparently costs you a metric ton. 700-something thousand C-bills. That's kind of ridiculous. Cool, but kind of ridiculous. And then, to be fair, we also did put in a brand new engine. And patchwork materials. And ripped out a medium laser and put in a small. Okay, we did a lot of stuff to that mech, but still. Wow, the payout was increased by 25 and 20%. That's really good. That was supposed to pay like 670, and it went up to 945. That's wonderful. The random part that we get is some SRM ammo. Okay, cool. You could have given us one of those cool-looking flamers, but I suppose this is a reasonable thing for going to kill somebody who, well, could have lit us on fire, and did. The trebuchet. The trebuchet now needs to be totally cleaned off. Have you seen what Inferno Promethium fuel does? It's not pretty. I'll stop trying to make that joke. Alrighty, so not terrible. Should be a fairly quick turnaround on the repairs. And then we should be able to take on another mission. Something that'll actually be a little bit more of a salvagey mission. Because we like to steal stuff. Stuff is our favorite thing to have. And, you know, we could run into a Valiant and core him out and grab 3 parts from him. And then build ourselves a Valiant. Which would be fun. I mean, a 35-ton melee mech, which would we really have cause to use? Not really sure, but hey, it'd be fun to have. I actually need to... I keep forgetting to check, but I need to check how much damage our hatchet man actually does on melee. 2 days and 29.28. Not terrible. Did we only take 2 max damage? Because if so, we'll be able to turn this around in a day. No, we took 3 max damage, so we will not be able to turn it around in a day. It'll take 2. Done. Let's go find something for the B team to do. It's going to have to be a lower level mission for them, but we have several options. A whole bunch to defend the bases. Last mech standing for a 2 of 9 or a 243. He will take the... We will take the salvage on this one. And it's against ComStar, so that works out. So let's have the B team dust off the mechs a little bit. How are we setting this up? Succubus is in that. Sumo goes into the Hatchet Man. Popo in the Arbiter. And Ek and Trebuchet. Oh, wait. Every single one of them has a skill up that I didn't give them. Because I've been trying to save a little bit of cash. Oh, you don't... so, the way that we're doing the Mech HQ thing, and this is a little bit odd, I understand, and a lot of people will probably look at me weirdly when I describe this, but basically what you do is, it was just an excuse for me to get my buddies somewhat involved into playing Mech HQ the first time, and all I had them do was, they made a character, just sort of the character concept, and they told me what sort of mechs they wanted, and then I would put them into the game, and I would play through the game and tell them how things would go. I'd give after-action reports and let them make decisions based on, like, where they wanted to go, which contracts they thought they wanted to take, and that sort of thing. So it's a fairly easy thing on the side of the people who are participating in that way. So, you don't need to know anything about MechWarrior. And any questions that you have, I can explain. I want to give you piloting, because you're going in a very light mech. And Ek. I've got... Everybody is... Yeah, you're going to follow in the footsteps of what you did before. The old-fashioned, hey, do you want me to make a soldier for you in this game and tell you? Pretty much. That's pretty much exactly how it works. Although Sprogue lasted for years without dying. Decades, even. Alright, now that we got everybody properly skilled up, we can actually take this mission. So we're going to be fighting ComStar. We really need to stop fighting the phone company, because fighting the phone company is very, very hazardous to your health. But we're going to make it work. So X going in that. Popo goes in the Arbiter. Succubus goes in the Crab, and Sumo in the Hatchet Man. And that'll be everybody go. It's kind of like what I wish I could do for this game, where I could put... I wish that I could modify the pilots to put in names of, like, subscribers and stuff. It's a kind of similar concept to that, except you're a little bit more involved. So. And hey, depending on how things go, the arrangement may change. But that was just the original... That was the way that I did it with my buddies before, so I figured I may as well bring it to the Discord and just have some fun with it. because I wanted to get back into the game. I haven't played Mech HQ in a while, but I'd like to start doing it a little bit more again, because it's just a lot of fun, because it gives you so many more options. I was fairly certain I couldn't. I know I can change my character's name, but I don't think I can change theirs. I'll look into it after the mission, but I don't think you can. Alright, so a half-scale battle shouldn't be anything too difficult. It is against ComStar, but 2 of 9 salvage, so we can grab some cool ComStar salvage, hopefully, and be out before anybody can figure out what went wrong. Although the phone company's absolutely going to know, but we took the B team for a reason. That way they'll blame the B team.
I got icicles growing in all the wrong places.
Yes, this is indeed the map where I believe we got Decker killed. He was standing right here in a spider? Maybe?
What's up, boss?
Yeah, we got Decker killed on this map. So let's get on forward and see what's actually going on.
On my way. Double time.
So we're not quite as quick as the last lance because they have a couple of passive buffs to their sprinting and everything. But we should be fast enough. Get Sumo following up just a little bit slower, despite the fact he has this turbocharger. Succubus will just be able to sprint on forward at ridiculous speeds.
I'm your spaniel.
C3 system already paying dividends, being very useful and making everybody much higher on the initiative and closer together on it. And Succubus for the follow-up, and she, yeah, despite the fact they don't have the passive buffs, just blisteringly fast with the mask. Come on, shimmy up, there we go. So now we can aim down. Sounds like a whole bunch of people reserving, which is a little bit concerning. So let's get down in here and take a look.
Maximum speed.
And we're literally in sight of the marker, and there's nobody here. That's moderately concerning. So we'll start to sprint the trebuchet down as well. We want to get within deadfire range because then it'll be a little bit more useful. We could keep him at maximum range, but we've only got 240 rounds for that. So I'd rather get it up close and personal where I can use my deadfires as well. Just have some fun with it. Oh, there they are. Okay. Stinger, Urban Mech, and Stinger. Are you going to be within aiming range? You are, just barely. Lovely. So open fire on that Urban Mech right away. Okay, a little bit of a delay going on in the shooting. Managed to miss one, hit the... Oh, wow, she hit his head and almost tore it off. Good job there. So he needs almost no more hits to that head in order to completely core it out. Or take the head off of it, I suppose. So, come on, decapitate him. No, not quite. I wonder if I tell Eck that he has to shoot at the head, if that'll work out. I got a punch coming in from Stinger, which is a fascinating development. So his little 20-ton mech is going to punch my 50-ton mech. And he did manage to hit me, so there is that going for him. I just think it was a fairly dumb idea. Let's see what we can do for a follow-up. The other Stinger moving around off the sides. Are you Royals? That would be worth stealing. And the Urban Mech is going to move forward. Not very far, but he's going to move forward. Firing his weapon system's not able to do a whole heck of a lot to us yet. But that pilot's got to be shaken up after taking a large laser to the face.
Standing by.
Okay, let's get... yeah, let's get right behind him. We'll lay into him, make him terrified for his life. Maybe he'll eject. Hello.
Whatever you say, boss.
I can't, of course, you know, get headshots from back here, but it's fun. Okay, so is that going to knock him down? Please tell me that knocks him down. It did not, but Sumo could shoot him once and knock him down. And Eck is going to be moving after that, and Eck can then just fire all of his missiles into his head and hopefully get a lucky shot. Got to bounce back behind, opening fire with all his weapons, but not able to connect on our Arbiter. Too nimble, too evasive, too well protected.
Good to go.
Alright, Sumo, I want you to run up to him. That's 150 damage is what he can deal. Yeah, he could probably just rip somebody to pieces as is. If I walk up here and just shot at you, I'm gonna... This is probably a bad idea, but I'm going to try and knock him over. We hit him once, hit him again. Stability check pass, I don't care anymore. You're at the edge, you're going to fall over anyway. And crit on the stability check. And now I'm just going to flood him with missiles. If it doesn't eject, you know. Or explode. Okay, so that was not ideal. I wanted to take the mech basically intact. So he's got 1 health left, and he's got no health left on the cockpit. So any hit to that cockpit's going to kill him, and not just because he's only got a little bit of health left on it. Get me within perfect range for this. There we go, 92%. Aim for the head. And then medium lasers off. Because I am that confident in our ability to kill him with just these missiles. Mainly because I think we're going to core him. Yeah. We got the pilot, but I think we ripped apart the entire mech. Unfortunate.
Yes, Commander.
Okay, let's come around behind you. Get that back shot that we require. And this could kill a Stinger, but he did jump, so he should be pretty evasive.
Confirmed.
Miss, but a hit, and a hit, and a hit. Last stream earlier, the guy had a mech that was doing 480 melee damage. Let me guess, it was one of the bigger ones, like a Banshee or something. You can get some of these melee mechs ridiculously powerful. It's really awesome, actually. Let's come up here and remove this guy's vision up there. As long as we hit, it's only an 87% chance, which we have learned is about a 1 in 4. Nope, we got him. Stinger completely off the line at this point.
I hope we can salvage that.
I kind of don't. He's a Stinger. He's not something I really care about. The Arbiter needs to jump up, and for that we need to get basically right on top of it, so we're just going to rush right up out of here. Over a little bit of rough terrain, but that's fine, because we're about to brace this turn. Okay, what's the Stinger going to do? Are you going to jump down? I mean, you have the jump jets to do it. No, he's falling back. He don't want any part of this battle anymore. He is done. He has finished his job here. He will be leaving. And let's lob some missiles his way. Just remind him, hey, we have a very long reach. You can't get away. There is a Black Knight that does a metric ton of damage. There is a... I think it's a Banshee that does a ton of damage. There's Gladiator. There's Strix. So there's a whole bunch of really named ones that are fantastic for that kind of melee kill. So Strix was kind of the original one earlier on in RogueTech. And if you watch Baradul's streams, he did a lot of work with that. Hello! I can't quite see you, but I can shoot into the darkness. I cast medium laser on the darkness. It hits. And has actually damaged your leg.
I'm ready.
Okay, Ek is just going to continue the fire then. We're shooting before we move because that keeps our accuracy higher, because the moment you move, you do less accurate weapons. Even if you walk, it's automatically a penalty. Oh wait, I forgot, you don't have shoot and scoot because you're not Punisher. Oh well. We're going to run the Hatchet Man right up here. He may not be able to get up top with his jump jets, but we're going to give it a shot. Succubus does not have jump jets, but she can sprint so fast that she's going to get around the back of this, and we should be able to rip him apart. Just come back into the fight, man. Don't make us have to chase you down like this. You're not getting away, and at the end of the day, our Arbiter can definitely 1v1 you. Managed to hit us with a medium laser. That's unfortunate. And a bullet from a machine gun.
Systems holding. Mech warrior. Show receiving you.
Oh good, we're inspired now. Lovely. Let's just get behind him and end this. Goodbye. I should probably keep you alive to a certain extent because, you know, we did take this one for salvage, but it's only 2 salvage. So,
Mission successful.
we might get that 60 fusion core, although I do think he managed to core him out with his missiles. Should have only fired the 1. 15 attempts. Yeah, Baradul is pretty awesome. And crazy. And awesome. So I first ran into him because I used to watch his MechWarrior Online streams. So ComStar was not happy about that, but hey, at the end of the day, do you really care about losing just a couple of mechs? Oh wow. Yeah, that was terrible. Yep, we got everything. Woo! Perfectly calculated to give us the exact amount of salvage that we had set up for in advance. The B team got to stretch their legs a little bit. There's another streamer who also does RogueTech. She posts her stuff on the RogueTech subreddit on occasion. So, but yeah, there's not a ton of people who seem to stream RogueTech that I've noticed. But then again, I haven't really looked super hard either. So, but I know there are 3 of us who do it so far. There's probably more, but so didn't get anything too interesting. We picked up 2 Stinger parts, which we can sell for another 60,000. So probably would have been better to go for full cash on that one. Yeah, I don't know. 250 is really not a lot. If we sold all of that, we could probably make that. And at the end of the day, we could always use more jump jets and heat sinks. I can't say that with a straight face. Okay, 22111, 2112. So 2,112, and we'll fix our 2 mechs in a day, which means we are down and out for the next several days. Because we've got to wait for things to be ready. There we go, that's the A-team already. 13 days for the rapier, 31 days for the Clint. The Clint we're probably going to have to modify a bit. I'm not quite happy with how we built it out. The PPC 3 medium laser setup does not kind of feel like a great setup. It seems to be very underpowered in terms of firepower. Yeah, that's the one. That's her name. She's got a cool little symbol because she's got a custom one. The Black Sheep are about to get a custom one too. That's going to be pretty fun. So let's check out the mech bay, I think. Do I need any repairs? We do not. We've got 4 mechs. And let's check out our A-team, make sure that they are fully ready to go, because I think we can take one more mission.
Aye, aye.
Apex is good. Flatline. Flatline needs something. Okay, Flatline could use the tactics for a called shot bonus, which you'll never use, but the plus 25% view distance and the plus 1 initiative. Or he can take guts for an injury resist and 10 overheat threshold, which you'll never use. So, or we could of course give him piloting for plus 1 max evasion, which would be interesting, and a slight increase in melee accuracy. I'm thinking tactics, then piloting, then guts, then gunnery. So the plus 1 initiative to make him a little bit more quick, or the 2% accuracy bonus. You know, no, the 2% accuracy bonus, because we're already doing fairly well on initiative for this mech anyway. Punisher, you're good. Lovely. Command center, we need a mission. Something fun, something powerful, something that will pay out well without too much risk. Like an escort. Escort missions are almost riskless, right? Or we could take a war criminal for 1.5 skulls. I think we want to do a protect the mechs. And it is a heavy mech lance, so we should be able to make good use of that. So let's go full Salvage. This will make Steiner happy, and this will allow us to hopefully get some cool stuff salvaged. For a 5 of 21 is not bad at all. Black Sheep, get in your mech, please. Apex in your Arbiter, Flatline in your Hatchet Man, and Punisher in the Trebuchet. I think we can do it. Famous last words. We're an entire shield underneath the skull value, which is very concerning. And if the mission lasts for too long, the Trebuchet will run out of ammo. And we may start losing armor. As long as we keep the Hatchet Man from taking too much damage, that should be okay, because as long as he can run in and chop people up for max damage, that'll be fine. The Arbiter, we can kind of keep out of a fight if worse comes to worse. And really, I'm mainly concerned about the Trebuchet, because he's our big punch. Because he's very accurate, thanks to his missile targeting system. And he also hits incredibly hard, thanks to his LRM 15 pluses and the Deadfire ammo. He's already hitting harder just with his normal ammunition, because those LRM 15s do additional damage, which is pretty phenomenal. So 5 of 21 salvage could get us a mech in one go. I doubt that'll happen, and 2.5 skulls puts you at the level where you can start fighting heavy mechs. So I am a little bit concerned about it, but we have an okay amount of cash. We should be able to afford this, and we've got a couple of backup mechs on the way if the absolute worst happens. Unfortunately, it's a night battle. Starfleet Command 2 with a 3D model viewer, so I may have a play creating some develop for the ship. Oh, that'd be really cool. I'd definitely be down for that. Alright, Apex, it's time to go in and say hello to the blocking force. I swear, it's like the Arbiter can't see anything. Is there something wrong with your sensors? Oh, that may be the pirate. No, she's got normal. It's gotta be the mean debuff.
Good to go.
Alright, let's just get up here as fast as we can, especially with the Hatchet Man. We want to get him on top of people and axe them into little tiny pieces.
Waiting for orders.
And you can also get right on top of people. I wonder if we could... Well, we could actually spec this mech to be a little bit more melee-oriented. It does have 2 support slots in the arms, but it would be a bit of a waste of a mech, since it doesn't have just innate bonuses and weapon systems that it can use. Alright, we're going to come around the other side, so to spread out a little bit, so we're not too bottled up. Also, the Trebuchet can make use of greater angles thanks to its accuracy. Alright, now that on sensors, Apex, it's time to get in there. I bet you we're about to see a whole bunch of people. Okay, of course, I'm not going to be in range to shoot the Stinger, but I will be able to shoot the Commando. There's a fire starter and a Raven who started in the middle of a geothermal vent, which is a really terrible place to start. Blast away! Kill me a Commando. She could have killed him if she told him. But we did manage to get the haywire off on him, so he's going to be much less effective for the opening round. He's only a 1D, but is the 1D the SRM version? Because that's actually a fairly scary commando. Raven moving out to the side for a flank. That's an interesting choice. Could put the pressure down on him, but I'm not. I'm instead just going to sprint right forward. We're going to go right through the geothermal vent and keep the pressure down. Can hit the Stinger or the Commando. We're going to hit the Stinger because it's a much better accuracy on this one. Of course, you know we can miss everything. One more shot. Are you going to miss everything? He missed everything. There you go, boys. Couldn't touch the Stinger. Was too afraid of it. It's like a bee. It's going to run around and sting you, and he was too scared of it. Black Sheep will probably chase down this Raven. Got a melee attack from the Commando. That's an interesting decision. And managed to hit us for 22 damage in the arm as well. There's a narc launcher in that arm. I don't want to lose it. It's a very important piece of kit. And what's the fire starter going to do? If I were the fire starter, I'd burn down this entire complex just to keep the mechs from being able to be rescued. Okay, a couple of medium lasers from that Stinger. Nothing too terrible as of yet. And we should be able to follow up pretty powerfully with the Trebuchet. Looks like they very neatly get in between us. Another punch coming in from the fire starter. Not quite sure why. Able to avoid that one. Lovely. So we'll be able to get around behind him and blast him in his back. Or, you know, the Commando, we could do that too.
I hear ya.
Alright, the Black Sheep herself can get right on top of somebody and just blitz them with fire, or she can go for the more dangerous approach to go after that Raven. And if I'm honest, I've rethought my decision. We're going to go put the pressure down on these guys. Because I'd like to remove them from the equation. Yeah, we'll kill the Stinger, if we can hit him. Okay, we hit him once, and then, you know, followed up with the plinking, but we didn't murder him like I had hoped.
I've got your back.
Okay. So we're going to delete this guy. Set the dead fires. You're dead. Maybe not. Yeah, you're dead.
Here we go.
Probably didn't need both launchers on this, but I wanted to make sure. Actually, no, that was pretty close. So we may have actually needed both launchers on that. That'll remove the Stinger from play.
Standing by.
Apex will then be able to move around behind the fire starter. And in fact, we're probably going to maneuver ourselves like so. Make it a little bit harder for that Commando to get behind us. And because we have ER mediums, our short range is extended compared to normal. I could just kill the Commando. But I want this fire starter out of the fight. How's your back armor? 30? Yeah, that's good enough.
That.
Oh, come on, drill him. We got one penetrating hit. It was in his arm, of all places. That'll be the Commando moving next, I assume. Could be the Raven. Oh yeah, the Raven's coming back. And he has revealed himself. And managed to hit us. Ooh, he's got some really nice weaponry. That's either a small pulse or an X-pulse. Love to steal one of those. So early on in the fight, on a 2.5 skull mission, we're already considering risking things. Really? Why? Managed to hit us too, jeez. Why is this Commando trying to hit everybody? Does he have Shanky's AI? Because that seems like a really dumb thing to put on a Commando with what I assume has 2 SRM-4s or 6s. Okay, I need to kill this fire starter, and I'm not going to be able to because he's going to bounce behind me and light me on fire. Oh, he has a large laser too. Okay, so that large laser hit the Trebuchet right off the bat.
Was sloppy, lad.
Don't taunt him. He's got very scary weaponry, unfortunately. Hit him with an axe. It's only an 86% chance, but I want to take this fire starter out. And that's a good way to start on him. Okay, we may be able to knock out his other leg and take whatever he's got intact. There's only a large laser, really. Okay, pilot injuries down to 1.
What can I do for ya?
You know what? I think we're going to save the Trebuchet for him then. Because if Punisher can get a single shot on his head, then that'll be good. So we're going to put the pressure down on you. Get some laser work going on here. Miss. Hit. And we hit him with something.
Talk to me.
Punisher will move up nice and close.
Confirmed.
Keep on the dead fire. How much armor you got on your, like, 80 health? 5 times 15 is 75. Shut off the lesser accurate launcher. We want to save a little bit of ammo on this one. Yeah, we cored him out anyway. Oh, that's fine. But we did manage to save 15 rounds, which is good. Commando's up again. Let's see if he wants to punch anybody some more. No, he's rushing way off in the distance, and he's gonna... You were packing a large laser and multiple missiles, and you wasted it on punching for 2 rails?
Yeah.
That seems incredibly dumb. Let's go for the 90%, see if we can't manage to hit him. I would like to take it mostly intact, but I'm not going to risk too much on this. Not this early. Okay, took out his leg. Lovely. So now we can put the pressure on his other leg and maybe kill him. Well, maybe steal him. On your back, please, sir. There we go. So 2 or 3 pilot health remaining.
Commander.
Okay, Apex, just rip him to shreds, please, because I don't want to see another one of those, because that's going to be problems, because we've got 2 more lances to worry about. Okay, we tore off his large laser at this point.
Critical hits.
Unfortunately, she missed a whole bunch of shots as well, so that's not great. Shoot. Go for the leg, 38%. I need 80 damage. Well, I just gotta fire everything and hope that we don't core him. Come on, take that leg, take that leg. No, you tore off the torso and killed the whole mech.
Bang! You're dead!
Oh, you had such a great opportunity to take the mech intact, and you didn't. That hurts me in many ways. Get right on top of him. Commit some more dead fires to his death. Yeah, we're gonna go with half a load again. And that tores off his torso, which will reduce his initiative, and hopefully we should have Apex able to finish him off.
Commander.
Hi, hopefully bye?
Let's see how you like this.
Maybe? Potentially? There we go. Okay, good. So the blocking force has been taken out. And now we can move on to the actual location. Apex has taken a little bit more damage than I'm comfortable with. I gotta figure out where we're leaving to. Down the road out to here, maybe? Not familiar with a lot of Tundra maps. I almost never come to Tundra maps.
Receiving you.
Very used to jungles. Or not jungles, but deserts. But not used to ice planets. So I do not know where the next group of enemies is going to be located. Which is going to be a little bit rough. The Black Sheep will be able to get in any position very quickly. Her mask and pirate engine and all her other things are going to keep her nimble and quick. But everybody else, well, to be fair, actually, we do a fairly decent job of keeping all of our mechs fairly quick. It's a preferred playstyle to keep it nimble. Alrighty, we've spawned our friendly mechs. Gotta get them to the extraction zone, which is indeed down the road. Okay, what are we looking at here? We have a Crab 21, a Centurion, with an MRM-20 and an LB-10, which I'd love to have. Blackjack BJ2 with the LBXs, and a Caesar. A what? Which is currently being represented by Cataphract. And he's got a Gauss rifle. Ooh, that's a nice mech. Can I have you? Can I steal all your stuff and make you mine? That'd be really cool, right? Destroy enemy reinforcements, which have already spawned. Okay. So get ourselves out over here so we can take a look. Maybe take a couple of pot shots with our ER medium lasers before fading, because we have more damage than I'm comfortable with on this mech. In fact, a large laser to her CT will actually open her up, which is not good. You have company on radar? Doesn't look like you do. That's okay. We're going to come right across over here with the hatchet, man. Traveling by the road is going to slow us down a little bit, but I think it'll actually be faster in the long run to come down this path here. And the Crab on the move. He's got multiple AMS systems, apparently. And he's going to move incredibly slowly. Okay, we got a Raven and an Uziel. Ooh, Uziels. Can I have the Uziel?
I've got your
Just,
back.
it's okay, right? You're willing to give me just a 50-ton Uziel for free, right?
Aye, aye.
I wish. I really, really wish. The happiest thing that would make me right now is if we walked up with the Hatchet Man and basically cut his head off. And give us 5 parts to an Uziel. Couple of little light fire coming down on the Hatchet Man. Not able to connect. Lovely. And the Black Sheep herself is time to move. Can't move her through geothermal. It's too dangerous to do that with her weapons low. Actually, no, I could. It's only for 1 turn, isn't it? We could avoid it, though. And so we shall. Zip off over here. We'll be able to make use of our large lasers on our Raven. Ooh, I can see the Uziel. That's perfect. So now I can probably hit him with the Hatchet Man. Open fire. That's a hit, and a miss, and a miss, and a miss. But hey, 1 hit on a Raven already. 36 damage. Hopefully, really hopefully, Apex rolls, or Flatline rolls very high for his initiative going forward in the next round, because Cicada. Because I'd like to attack that Uziel with him. I think he might be within range. So they are going to very slowly make their way across this place, it looks like. Already opening fire on the Cicada. Managed to get a couple of good hits with his LB cannons. Multiple pelts for 11 damage. And missed both. That would have been really cool if he managed to hit it with the Gauss rifle. That probably would have cored out that Cicada. Alright, Apex is up.
Waiting orders.
And then Apex will follow up with... Get me in the cover. Hopefully this Uziel can't do anything. Oh, you're so vulnerable. Make it more vulnerable. I want to steal your mech. Would you give it to me? Just for free? Alright, Flyline, go chop him. 99.1. Get a headshot. Come on, get a headshot. It's a 1% chance, but get a headshot. Come on, you owe me this. No. Mech's dead. Uziels have XL engines, so one hit to the side torso to kill it will immediately give you the entire mech. So maybe we get 4 parts out of that. Maybe, because we blew up the engine, not the torso itself. But I kind of doubt it. Come up over here. We got a Raven and a Vindicator 1X. The Vindicator's an easier shot. I'm going to take it. Managed to hit him with both the large lasers and the small laser, so he's been plinked a little bit. Nothing too serious, but we're working on it. We can set our missiles back to normal mode. And I can't actually get down the ramp, because they're blocking it. It's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, he does have LRMs for a reason. 43, 3.3, 9.2. Yeah, fire at the Cicada. Because apparently he's incredibly vulnerable. Lots of damage all over the mech, just sort of stripping away the armor bit by bit. You know, if they keep... Yeah, if he just keeps supporting like that, we may kill him before he can do anything. That would be ideal. Especially with the slow, winding path you're about to take. Okay, what else we got? Thinking long and hard what they want to do. A Raven's gonna come up. Are you gonna punch somebody? No, he's up and he's in cover. I don't think Flatline can get to that through the forest. That's maybe a bit traveling too far. But that'll be alright. We basically got him surrounded by 2 mechs. That is, of course, if we don't just lay the pressure more on the Vindicator, which I believe has a PPC. Oh, no, the Vindicator's coming in for a melee strike instead of using its PPC. Why do they punch so much? Like, you have good weapons. You really do. That may actually put you in Flatline's range. Probably not, but maybe. Well, we're about to find out. Because that's a fairly decent long trip, so he should actually have a fairly decent amount of evasion going on here. Cicada rolling up as well. He's tired of getting shot at. And our Trebuchet is still stuck up on this ridge. He's going to be stuck there for another turn, so long-range supporting fire only. And, wait, they got to move before me? That's not right. Apex is always supposed to go first. Raven running into the back and going to open fire on the Arbiter. Managing to get a couple of good hits in and actually tagged it. That's not good. Flatline, do you have the range? Oh, Flatline has the range. I love it. Let's come off over here. How about here? Yeah, we're going to go into his back for the 99-1 and the potential one-hit kill. Because he's a Vindicator 1X, which I'm not super keen on keeping alive. That'll take out his left arm, which has basically nothing important on it. And we didn't actually manage to break anything.
Commander.
But we can open this up for a future attack like so, which might actually crit something. Blasting into his back, hit him with the haywire on that one. Strip away anything fun? Not really. Centurion moving on the way. That may actually allow Punisher to get off. Lovely, he can. Okay. So do I have a direct line of sight with anybody? I do if I remain up here. It's an 11%. Or a 50% on that Vindicator. Yeah, I'm taking that 50% shot. Just continue to apply our normal LRMs. They do 5 damage. And stability check failed. He's on his back. That'll be great. So I'll be able to focus a little bit more on the Raven, I suppose? If he doesn't eject, which he's not going to. Because he is far too bold to bail out of a good mech. This will allow the Trebuchet to be involved in a little bit. Not quite now, but shortly. Okay, Crab moving along this side. Still has a good shot on this Cicada. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do any major damage to it. So what's he going to do? Enemy turn is up. That's got to be the Cicada. Because I can't imagine the Vindicator can stand up after falling down now. And the Raven's already moved this turn. Yep, Cicada going for a punch. Are you a porcupine? You are not a porcupine. So we don't have to worry about that. So all kinds of punch attempts here. Which is absurd and a little bit stupid, but hey. we shall deal.
Good to go.
Can I can get a fairly accurate shot on him, or I can go for the Vindicator. And you know what? The Vindicator is probably the best move at this point. Because if I can take him out, I don't have to worry about him. So we're going to shimmy over a little bit. Oh, hopefully I didn't. Good. And just go for the core. Yeah, he doesn't have a very big engine. He doesn't have anything really cool on him. Go for the core. Did we miss with the one? Critted? Nothing got critted. Alright, so the Vindicator is cored open, but he didn't bail, which makes things a little bit more difficult. Because he is going to stand up now. He's probably going to punch, although he could go for a PPC attack, because I think he still has it, doesn't he? Oh, no, he lost his right arm. Okay, so he doesn't have it. So he's going to shift over to the side and fire some missiles and machine guns into somebody. Arbiter does not look phased at all. Lovely. And his back is towards a forest, which is also great. Apex gets to move first. Can't get a shot at him right there, but I can right there. So we're going to move right up in front of him and say hi. Hi, I don't want you doing things because you're irritating and difficult to deal with, so... yep, we missed with the haywire, unfortunately. Managed to start plinking away at some of his armor, but it's going to take a little bit of work to actually crush him down. He's going to move before flatline? Looks like it. That's unfortunate. I wanted flatline to chop him in half. Because all I need to do is tear off a side torso on this guy and he's dead. Just like the Uzil. Okay, looks like he's going to walk backwards, try and get a shot into the back of our Vindicator. Or our Arbiter. Managed to hit us. Armor's getting mighty thin on that left torso.
Taking minimal damage.
Alright, flatline, go remove him from the fight. 99.1 on the back. This should be a kill, hopefully.
Locked on for physical attack.
Yes, it is. Okay, so he's out. So the Raven's down. He's no longer jamming. Well, next round his jamming will cease to happen. But for this round, we still have to put up with it. And the Black Sheep will move slightly over to the side to get a back shot on this Vindicator.
Got it.
Because he's open on both sides, so just kill him. Okay, Vindicator's down. So now we've just got the Cicada, who's already tried punching someone once.
And stay down.
And I do, of course, kind of need to keep the Trebuchet with this group, otherwise they will stop, and that'll take even longer to get done, because they are moving incredibly slowly. Okay, Cicada's coming up for another punch. Once again, I ask you, are you a porcupine? 20? No, you're not. You're just really weird, because that's a PPC right there. And I'm really kind of concerned as to why you're not using it. Okay, back shot. Go with the dead fires. That'll be really good accuracy right there. And right through his armor. And gyro crit. Yep. Unsteady. Lost his evasion. Allies, are you going to keep moving? Good. So, stepping out of the forest from out of nowhere, attacking from behind, nearly annihilating the mech. And Apex should be able to come along and just finish this guy off. 99 ones across the board.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
Goodbye. Oh yes. All of that mech is gone.
Tango down.
Alright, let's get flatline towards the extraction zone, because we now have successfully protected the, successfully dealt with the reinforcements. There should be one more group if it's anything like most of these missions. So, I'm not quite sure where they'll spawn, but we want to keep most everybody together. The speed we have with that sprint is just absurd. Actually, it's probably just going to spawn right there. That would be my bet.
How can I help?
You're going to stick with the rest of the group. After all, you have the missiles in order to do it. How many... Oof, we've got one more salvo worth of our dead fires, so we got to make that one count. And 6 more salvos with our standard missiles, which requires to be at very much a long distance. Our poor little escort mechs moving incredibly slowly. Guys, you can sprint, you know. It's not that difficult. As long as you don't turn on a flat surface, you should be fine. I really don't know where they're going to come from, which is going to make life a little bit more difficult.
Commander,
Sprint over here, keep the group together.
we'll go.
Going through the geothermal, but that's not a problem since we're not shooting this round. And I am very much concerned as to what the final lance will be, if there is one, because it could be that there isn't. And that would be great. Ah, okay. So, right up here. So then we'll just dive on top of that.
I hear ya.
Alright. Get your masked behind way up here.
To the metal.
Because we want to basically annihilate them before they can do anything. And we have fast enough mechs to get back if that ends up not quite being the case, because sometimes RogueTech can change things. Although generally not with maps. Oh, you guys are so incredibly slow. Can I interest you in a larger sized fusion core? So we'll get everybody up forward. That way they'll be able to help out when the random spawn happens. We won't be able to hit them very much on that first spawn because they do spawn in with the spawn protection. But every little bit helps. Move up back here. Not going to stand on the geothermal, even though that would give us a fantastic just positional advantage in terms of height. Although up there would also be good. Okay, get flatline on the move. The supercharger is not quite as effective as the mask, but it allows him to walk faster, which is pretty nice to do. Although I really think we need to give him a mask at this point. We gotta find another one or pull it out of the crab. Even though I really like having that mobile fire support that the crab has at this point. And there, crab's moving forward. Bit by bit. And Caesar. And the blackjack.
Awaiting orders.
And Apex. Apex in the mix up here as well. This is going to take forever. Just because of the speed at which they are moving. And flatline. Flatline we're going to keep kind of more towards the middle so he can just easily run towards somebody. Not quite in the middle because that way he'll get shot in the back, but close enough. More movement by the Centurion.
Talk to me.
Punisher just steadily keeping pace. Don't quite know the distance on how close I have to stay to everybody, so he'll just sit along with them.
Good to go.
And the Black Sheep herself will be able to position right here. I was hoping I could turn around with that. There we go. Through the geothermal, but it's not a problem since we're not doing anything this turn. Okay, almost got them. Just 5 more turns, maybe? Yeah, 3 to 5 more turns.
Yes, Commander.
And then he'll be in position and we can do something about it.
Confirmed.
Braced.
Commander.
Flatline. Just into the forest with your back towards cover. Should probably move her slightly to the side. Emil, they will spawn directly on top of... Like here? Or where are we talking?
How can I help?
Punisher, keep the pace going on. Wait, is Caesar behind? No, Caesar's not that far behind. Lovely.
Aye, aye.
Oh, good. So we'll be in amongst them. That'll be perfect. So we'll just turn flatline around a little bit, or move him higher up onto the hill.
On you, Commander.
So right here.
On my way.
There we go. That'll put us in cover, so we'll be a little bit less vulnerable to fire, and also distract the enemy. And then Punisher will come sprinting in as fast as he can.
Standing by.
And I want to keep you in cover as well.
Copy that.
And flatline. You can get up here.
Coordinates received.
And odds are we'll have Apex sprint on ahead, and then that'll allow Flatline to get an easy attack on whoever is the most important enemy, followed up, of course, by the Black Sheep, which hopefully she can do a lot of damage to him. No guarantees, though.
Waiting for orders. Sounds smart. Cooling.
Wow, this is the slowest escort map ever. You guys are truly the slowest mechs I've ever had the displeasure of escorting. Blackjack keeps up relatively fine.
Waiting for orders.
Wait for it.
Roger that. Venting heat. Stabilize.
Okay, the crab's almost there, so possibly spawning next turn.
For you. Good for
So
now.
we'll reserve on the next turn rather than brace for it.
Aye, aye.
Although reserving too much gives you penalties. The question is he going to stop right in front of the area? Yes, impressive view for the Caesar, apparently.
I've got your back.
Keep up with the group. School bus tour at this point. And Apex
Commander?
will reserve. And you gonna make it? Not quite. Okay, so we brace everybody now. Next turn is the fight.
Venting heat.
Unless the Centurion manages to sprint on past.
I hear ya. Got it.
Wait for it. Punisher. Punisher's actually going to reserve just to make sure that we stay close enough to the Caesar. that he doesn't get lost.
That'll keep my heat down.
Because I don't want them all to suddenly get left behind at some part and get desynced from the convoy heading forward.
Talk to me.
Okay.
Copy that.
Battle begins next round. Crab steps in.
Hold this position, Commander. The package will be on its way.
Okay, where's our enemies? Nowhere to be found.
Awaiting orders.
Oh, that's disappointing.
Moving to position.
Oh, we saw him. We saw him very briefly.
Yep.
Flatline will reserve.
How can I help?
Punisher's going to... Ooh, there's a dropship there. Don't stand there. He's got a sprint. He'll be able to follow up next turn with some incoming fire. And they're on their own. We'll have to come back and pick them up later. Centurion, not quite in the zone. There we go. Okay, that's not quite what I had in mind. So we got a commando and a Clint. Of course, it's always a Clint. As well as a commando and a wolfhound. The wolfhound would be an interesting pickup. Alright, short range for everybody. Hi! Surprise! Wolfhound probably has some sort of electronic countermeasure, so we'll nail the commando. Hit and a miss, and a hit and a miss. So 50%. Not terrible. But that'll actually put Flatline in position where he can see what's going on and he'll be able to dive on top of him. Got in some penetrating hits on the commando already. And a miss for the Gauss rifle, unfortunately. Flatline is indeed up, so Flatline will be able to run down here. We're going to go for the Wolfhound, because the Wolfhound could have large lasers, PPCs, all kinds of crazy fun and very painful things to have to deal with. So hopefully we can kill him. Oh yes, very much. Annihilated. Ooh, we had a melee... Oh wow, so he would have hurt us really badly if we had left him alive, because he had a melee gyro. And in comes the dropship, nearly clipping our trebuchet. And back to Flatline. Actually, Flatline's up.
Good to go.
So Flatline's now going to come around here and see if he can't just annihilate the whole group all on his lonesome.
Putting my weight into it.
He can. And that's the power of melee mechs. So we've now got a commando and a Clint up top that we got to worry about.
Standing by.
The Apex, if you do not mind. Let's put a little bit more pressure on this commando, whose CT is nearly already torn apart. We'll fire the Hayward. Yes, Flatline is indeed putting in lots of work on that one. Gyro crit, movement impaired, cooling impaired.
Take that.
Losses evasion. You know, if the Blackjack gets to shoot, it's going to knock him right over. If it doesn't kill him outright, which it could when he falls over. Good shooting from that Blackjack. LB2s, man. Surprisingly effective. And the commander's going to move up into cover and open fire. Large laser plus a whole bunch of rockets. Managed to dent our armor a little bit more. But we're still okay for now. I am a little bit worried about the Clint, because the Clint could be all manner of pain. And the Clint moving up, he's got a great high ground advantage. Ow. Very much ow. Okay, exposed. And... okay, that's our exchanger. We don't want to lose that. Arbiter's running away.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Through the geothermal, absolutely. We can handle the heat for a turn and open fire. Okay, got a penetrating hit on that one. And we marked him out. Target acquired with our C3. And that'll make everybody else's chance of hitting him much better. Yes, Arbiter does need to get the heck on out of dodge.
Got your back.
So we will run up here. How's our accuracy on this one? 60? Yeah, we're going to focus on you.
I'm moving.
Because if I can rip the Clint apart, then we're good.
Confirmed.
Miss, miss, miss. Ooh, all of the lasers missed, but the missile follow-up will be... honestly, not quite what I'm looking for, but I'll take it. And come on, Gauss rifle hit. Oh, 30% of a miss. Okay, Arbiter. Apex is up. Let's go. It is time to leave. We need to guard our left side.
Here we go.
Get as much distance as you can, girl. Stack up all the evasion you can get. And rely on your incredibly thin back armor, it would appear. Okay. Let's see if some support fire can't come down. No, it's not going to happen.
Talk to me.
Punisher is going to move right up into close range. We're going to set the dead fire. We saved a round of shooting with the dead fires for a reason. And this was the reason. Goodbye. No more dead fire rounds.
Battle mech
We're out.
LRMs are out.
Oh, those are much better than LRMs, though. See if he can't remove this commando before he can just sprint on in and annihilate our Arbiter.
Firing everything I've got.
Okay, that's all the good hits on there. Taurus C2. Good job. Just a head and some legs. Yup, indeed. Completely butchered, and that's the enemy support group. So let's get back here and tell the convoy they're allowed to move.
On the move. Full
Okay, guys, we've finished securing the area. You can get back onto moving towards the dropship. That came very close. Arbiter was literally one pulse laser shot from being, well, not dead, but from losing her exchanger, which would have exploded. Well, actually, no, she would have died because that would have been in the XL engine. So Arbiter came inches from death on that one. Well, she probably would have died, but we would have lost the mech, and that would have been just as painful. Oh, 13. That one more, if he had hit us with that one pulse laser shot.
orders.
Gone. Just gone. We got very lucky that it managed to hit a place that was not that torso. Okay, a little bit of a shimmy. You all good there? Good. Let's see how fast the black sheep can move. Of course, just through the path in just one move. Doesn't even care. Blisteringly fast. All done. And that'll be a Centurion in the zone. Lovely. Blackjack? Oh yeah, the Blackjack's fire support was also great. I mean, he completely opened up all the front armor on that, commando.
My way. Double time.
Do I have to hold your hand, Caesar? Apparently I do.
Standing by.
Apex, get in that dropship and get out of here.
Moving out.
I don't care, we'll kick one of these mechs out and you can get in there. Or we can use one of the Aerofighter bays. They're not using them. Clearly. Nobody's allowed to use Aerofighters in this game, unfortunately. Alrighty, are we done? Just need to wait for Caesar to get there. And also, I suppose, technically, we also gotta wait for the Blackjack, because it's not quite in the zone. This mission could have been very, very costly. It came very close to being very costly. Alright, 3 of 4. Now we just gotta wait 2 turns for Caesar to get in.
Aye, aye.
Brace. Allies gets to move.
Yes, Commander.
Flatline will move up to here.
Copy that.
We're good. Punisher.
Talk to me.
Just gonna move here, just for sort of parade purposes. Not for anything that matters. And the Black Sheep, because she is just blisteringly fast.
Coordinates received.
It's not gonna be too bad. It is a light mech at the end of the day. So light mechs, yeah, it looks really bad, but it's what? 30 points of structure damage?
Awaiting orders.
Yeah, it's 27 points of structure damage and 80 points of armor. And she doesn't have I don't think she has Pharaoh. Endo Steel. Yeah, she doesn't have Pharaoh. So, sure, it's 80 points of armor damage, which would be a decent amount. But she doesn't have Pharaoh, so there's no increase in that. She does have Endo, but it's 27 points. Not terrible.
How can I help?
So we should be fine.
Holding to bleed here.
Probably like 8 days at most.
I hear ya. Resting my mech.
Caesar, we'll get in. Lay. Wait, no, apparently he's not in. He looks in, but he's not.
Aye, aye.
Alright. Let's just chill. You can do it, man. If I have to, I will put a bullet in your back.
Aye, best to let her cool down.
Good to go. Got it.
There we go. Okay. Everybody's in. Everybody's gone. Victory is ours. That took forever, but everybody's gone. Took forever mainly because it took the escorting mechs to get all the way over there. Not bad, though. Should be a fairly decent payout in terms of salvage. Because we went for the 5 and 21, and there were a decent number of mechs and a decent number of good mechs, too. So, made 260,000, which covers our drop cost, no problem. And Hatchman, Flatline just doing work. Very close on Apex. Also doing work. Everybody did good work on this mission. No headshots, no injuries, but some penetrations. Alright, how many parts of that Uziel did I save? 1, 2, 3, 4. I want them all. I want them all. So if I run into a New Zealand in the future, it's mine. ER Pirate medium lasers for additional damage. Yes, please. Yeah, I know I can't have them all. Feels like we're building up some trouble with all these good missions. Yeah, there's always that on the horizon. We're not going to get all that. Ooh, heavy lasers. Oh, heavy lasers. Really, I should just go immediately down to engines first, because that's what I'm going to take, but I'm prioritizing things that are important to me. Narc launcher, don't care. PA laser. Power armor laser would be useful, but unfortunately our melee mech does not use them. Plasma cannon is interesting, but I don't think plasma cannons are very good in this game. I mean, yeah, the heat seems like a great increase, but it's an energy weapon that doesn't have the energy accuracy bonus. They're just not very good. Sorry, Simri, they're really terrible. I'll think about it. I mean, I haven't decided on anything yet. Whole bunch of comm suites. We kind of need them. Endo, we need them for extras. Fire control system energy, we need... You got any sort of light engines? I don't think you have any XLs, because I think we annihilated anybody who had an XL engine. We're out of double heatsink kits again. Always nice to have. Nelsig! Pirate targeting computer! We found the good stuff. Okay, Nelsig is mine. Pirate targeting computer, prototype, double heatsink. 4 heat per turn, 4%. Wow. Wow. Pressurized and will explode for 20 heat and damage and stability, but wow. So it's 1 point more, 4% heat generation in total reduced. That's a 40% reduction in heatsink if that stacks. That is really good. Spiked fist. 25% melee damage. Grab that. And we'll follow the leader LRM ammo, which would be really interesting. Do we have a prototype heatsink kit? Because that's the real question. We got the double. Do I need a prototype double heatsink kit? Or a prototype heatsink kit? That's the real question. Prototype double heatsink. These prototype double heatsink, unlike double heatsinks, they... So can I use it in a double heatsink kit? That's the question. Could grab one. How many crit slots are you? It's only a single crit slot too. Jeez, that thing's amazing. I do need a slick suite. Those are NAIS double heatsink kits. Okay, not familiar with them, but that's fine. They mix with standard heatsinks. Oh, okay. I don't think I have many of those, but... Sensors powered is a really nice pickup. There's a lot of good stuff here. Like, a metric ton of good stuff. I'm not compromising on the pirate fire control system. It's too good not to have. It's a +3 accuracy. Now, granted, it's a +2 recoil and a +15 on the weapon heat generated, but it's amazing. I think I may end up giving that to the trebuchet if it doesn't already have it. Spike Fist is a +1 melee. It's a melee hand actuator and disables the arm mounted bonus. So this +2 ER, like, weighs 25% of 1/10 of the chassis tonnage. So 1/10 of a 45-ton mech is 4.5 tons. In canon, they all got blown up in a Liao attack, but they've been something of a unique what-if design amongst fans. A general percentage reduction in heat is just amazing. This is going to be heavy. This is going to be very heavy. But I'm going to take it, because I can't not take that. Sensors powered, I don't really need. I mean, it's an interesting idea, but I don't need it. I want the prototype double heatsink. But I also want this slick suite, because the more mechs I can fit a slick suite in, the more I can increase the Lance's capabilities. Like, the more C3 slaves I can put on anything is just great. So do I need the Nullsig? Plus ER lasers would be good? Yep, that's the idea. If we can get those ER pirate lasers, But that's an if at this point, because there's too much good stuff to quote-unquote waste on a couple of pirate ER mediums. As great as they are, don't get me wrong, but I need some other stuff first. The question is, do I need this nullsig? Because I don't have any mechs that I'm using right now that are stealth mechs anymore. We were using Stealth X armor on our Hatchet Man, but we took that off for the spiked armor because of the increased damage and protection. We'll drop the nullsig because I don't think I'm going to use it, but the Slick Suite we are going to use. Because I'm just going to throw that into anything. So Slick Suite, Spiked Fist, both of those are taking. The Pirate FCS absolutely taking. The two prototype double heatsink kits are the only thing I'm a little bit unsure on. Because apparently they mix with standard heatsinks. Or even if they mix with double heatsinks, that's great, because it's a 4% max heat protection, which is really cool. I mean, yeah, they explode, but it's a really interesting pickup. Do I need anything else? Pharaoh, I don't really need, because we're not in an area where Pharaoh is super useful yet. You need really heavy mechs to start taking advantage of it. And even then, if you're not using Clan Pharaoh, it just takes up too many slots. The fire control system is interesting, but I've already got these, I believe, on the mechs that I need them on. Comm Suites are, they give you more resolve and initiative, but the Slick Suite does it better, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, +2 initiative. So I'm fine with reducing the resolve gain, because it's +1 for all Lance members, which is a +4 compared to the +2. The plasma cannon is interesting. MRN 10 is interesting as well, minus accuracy. I think I gotta do it this way. And see what we roll. So, we got a Cicada part, useless. A Clint part, useless. A Commando part, useless. A Firestarter part, useless. 3 Raven parts, mostly useless. Single Uziel part, meh. Wolfhound parts, so most of these mech parts are useless. Oh, we got both of the ER medium lasers that we needed. That's brilliant. Okay, so we got super lucky on that. Sorry, Simbri, we didn't get the plasma cannon. So, and it's not that the plasma cannon is terrible in this game, it's just not as good as other options, potentially. Hand, Slick Suite, Spider. So, I would have preferred more Uziel parts than Raven parts, but I understand why the game did that. But we're now in a position where we can easily get, well, not easily, but we can get an Uziel, potentially on a 4 out of 4 parts. So I really would like one. They're one of my favorite mechs. They're not my favorite, but they're one of them. Top 10, absolutely. Even though it's a terrible, terrible mech in MechWarrior Online. Oh, it's just so awful. Mech Assault, though, really cool. Because they, PPCs in Mech Assault and Mech Assault 2, they home in on you. Which is ridiculous, but it's really fun. So, didn't get quite what we wanted. We may actually pick up a Raven off of this one, because we did get 3 Raven parts. So if I'm banking 2, then we've got another one. I don't care for the Clint. We've got one, we're building one, but we're building it because we need extra mechs at this point, just in case. Being down to as few mechs as we were at, even though we had the Javelin in the hold, a 45-ton mech is better than a Javelin. Steiner took Halstead Station from Davian. 26,000 for 12 days. That's not bad. Considering we almost lost the mech in its entirety, that's not bad. So we're looking at 8 days on the Arbiter. That's really okay. That's really fine. And we didn't pick up any special things. But how long until the Hatchet Man didn't take any damage? That's lovely. Alright, Hatchet Man. Let's turn you into the monster that you were always meant to be. It's got a fire control energy in this thing. Medium laser off. Medium pulse off. Hand off. Equipment. Actually, no. Energy weapons first. ER Pirate medium laser. ER Pirate medium laser. Because that will give him the additional 6 damage per. So 12 more damage, plus his percentage increases. Seed efficiency apparently went way down. Yeah, we're generating 40 for 30. Oh, toasty. Let's see. And now equipment. This kind of equipment. Where is the spiked fist? Boom. We are 0.38 tons overweight, which is not bad. Let's see. Where can I get 0.38 tons? Obviously not an ultralight gyro. It's way too dangerous. He wants to be sprinting every single turn. I may just have to pull armor off. So, a little bit of armor. 2, 1, 2, and 1. There we go. Is there anything else I gotta do to this mech in order to make it great? So this ER Pirate medium laser has lost its accuracy bonus thanks to the spiked fist, but a plus 25% melee bonus, plus the 12 additional damage from the ER mediums. I wish I had a melee targeting computer or something, but I don't. Got an energy targeting computer I could probably pull off. We're obviously not putting the Pirate FCS on it, because we don't need it. Because it's a ranged bonus anyway. So he'll have a little bit of bonus to shooting with that. Heat sinks... Could throw on a double heatsink kit. Do you mix with this? Install an invalid location. Yeah. So prototype double heatsinks do not mix with standard heatsinks, but they do mix with double heatsinks, which we can use to our advantage on things like, say, the crab. So 8 days on the Hatchet Man, but this is nearly his final form. The only things left that the Hatchet Man needs is a melee targeting system, and a melee gyro. And other than that, he's basically done. Oh, and TSM. Just fill him up to the gills with TSM, because we're using a supercharger and not a mask. We may swap that, but I'm not positive on that just yet. So we'll also put the Hatchet Man at the top of the... So we're done this month. We are not doing any other missions this month, because our mechs are out, which is fine. It was a rough mission, but it was a well-done mission. Okay, how long? 1 day. Boom, boom. Normal. Still have 800,000, so we're good on that. Okay, so the Arbiter and the Hatchet Man are done. Just got to do a quick check to make sure the Arbiter doesn't have anything broken on it. And you have a Pirate fire control system already, so you don't need that. And a double heatsink kit. And a single double heatsink. So your heat is not a problem, especially with your exchanger. So I don't need to put that on you. Although, the Slick Suite. Duh. If you don't already have one. And hand... Where's the head? You got a comm suite. Yeah, we're pulling that off for a Slick Suite. The initiative gain is just hugely important on a light mech like this. She already has ridiculously high, but it's plus for everybody. Actually, you know what? I just want to make sure that the trebuchet gets it first. If it doesn't have one, and I can't check that. So, it'll be another 2 days for the trebuchet. 1, 2. Lovely. Mech bay. Show me my trebuchet. Refit. Yeah, he doesn't have anything. So come along, you get a Slick Suite, because it's awesome. Boop. Alright, so +1 accuracy with direct fire missile attacks is nice. +3 accuracy with ranged weapons. So his heat efficiency is going to go down, because we've just basically upped the heat on every single one of his weapons by a fairly significant amount. And honestly, I'm kind of tempted to remove a medium laser just to add in more ammunition. If we've got any good ammo for it. You know, we got normal ammo. So I'm really tempted to do that. His lasers are great, don't get me wrong, but at the end of the day, if we're going to be relying more heavily on the LRMs, which we are going to be, then we need to keep them fed. Wish I had another ton of dead fire ammo. But we're going to take a mission just to see what sort of result we get on that. Whether or not that ends up becoming a major problem or not. On the trebuchet? Yeah, that would... that's an interesting thought. Yeah, that could be a way to go about it. Give me back my 110. Could be a good way to go about resolving that heat problem. We only got one anyway. It's going to reduce our overall heat, but well, actually it won't, because it's also a general reduction. So, prototype double heatsink kit. We're not going to put it anywhere where the dead fire ammo could be. Wait, what? Oh, nope. It has to be a prototype double heatsink kit. So yeah, that does not work. It doesn't count. So we've got 2 prototype double heatsinks, which we will eventually find a double heatsink for. And we can put them on to 15 rates and above, because we'll have 2. Alright, so Pirate Fire Control System for the 55. And Spike Helmet. We don't have any sensors anyway, so we may as well give him a little bit of protection. And a tonnage! Oh, lovely. Actually, do you have case? We do not. Oh, actually, no, we're putting the Slick Suite on him. So we can't go with that. So, Slick Suite plus a Pirate Targeting System. We need to be on the lookout for sensors. We did run into that one set of powered sensors, but we wanted the prototype double heatsink kits. So when we finally find one, that'll be pretty interesting, because it'll be up. Because if that stacks, if it's not just a general 4% in total, that's a 40% reduction in heat, which is stupidly good. So you've got your comm suite, which is better than the spiked helmet. You've got your spiked helmet, which is better than a comm suite on you. And that'll be that. And the crab is 1 day away. Crab is 1 day. Cargo training module. 50%. Low spirits. 150 experience. Oh, really? You beat Apex? Okay, mech bay, just to finish up. So we can't put the prototype double heatsinks on the crab like I originally wanted. But that's fine. And they've got the crab has the C3 master. We've got a Slick Suite on the trebuchet. We need to be on the lookout for a couple more, because that it fills in for a C3 slave, which we can use for a lot of other things. Your patchwork materials is basically keeping you alive. This pirate engine actually worked out really well. The speed bonus is kind of ridiculous. And the ER small is not doing anything really great, but there's no real problem with having it either. It's a little bit of extra plink at to somebody. Because otherwise we'd replace it with like a tag, but that's... well... it counts as a target painter anyway. The +1 accuracy to the entire lance, though, is just ridiculously good. I just wish I had a little bit of case to protect some of this. Alright, I think that's going to be it. That'll be the last of our mechs all set up. We are in a good place right now. Got 11 days for the rapier. The trebuchet will be done tomorrow, and I'm going to make sure that the trebuchet is ready because I want it to be ready. Make my trebuchet ready. Thank you. Okay, so we've got 2 mechs on the way. One is a Clint, 45 tons. Not quite satisfied with it right now. It's got a single PPC and 3 medium lasers, plus a tag and a couple other things. There's a fairly decent engine on it, but I'm not super happy with where it is right now, even though it is kind of tough. I have no idea what I put into this thing. I may have just decided to fix it. And if that's the case, we're going to have to do something to it. Yeah, according to this, it's got 0 firepower, so I don't know what we did with it. But we'll have to look into it. I think I tried to rebuild the rapier as closely as I could. But that'll be 11 days and 30 days. Well, it'll probably be done by the time we leave the planet. And if not, it'll be done in transit, almost for sure. Our mechs themselves have been buffed pretty considerably. The Hatchet Man has achieved nearly his final form with the most amount of damage. A big old spiked fist on one arm. He's got ER Pirate medium lasers, which give him additional damage. He's got that big old choppy axe. He's got a fairly nice sized fusion core. And, of course, he's got his supercharger, which a mask might be a better, but I'm just loving how fast this crab is. And we've also started building a C3 network, which is going to be really fun. Eventually, I will pull this comm suite out when we find another Slick Suite, put it into that one. I don't know if I can justify taking the spiked helmet off, because the spiked helmet gives a plus 10% melee damage, which is pretty huge, and I don't want to get rid of that. But other mechs may end up having Slick Suites on board, which could be a lot of fun. But that's going to do it for today's stream. We got a lot of really great work done. Some fantastic work done. We're starting to build towards a couple of other medium mechs. Mainly, I'm looking to try and get my hands on as many Uzil parts as I can, because I'd like to have one. They're just a lot of fun, even though it wouldn't really be a progression forward on anything. But yeah, I've been Tarek. Oh yeah, one last thing. If you kind of want to join us, oh, no problem. I was actually having a lot of fun. If you want to join us on Discord, we're actually going to be starting sort of this odd Mech HQ sort of role-playing game on our Discord. So if you want to join that, there's the Discord link down below. And we'll actually be looking to start rolling that up relatively soon, probably today. But anyway, I've been Tirak. If you like what you've been seeing, hit that like button and subscribe. If you want to see a notification every time I release one of these videos, press that little bell icon. We do Starfleet Command and we do RogueTech, and that's kind of our main things. And I will see you all in the next episode.